Before we get started today, I think that all of us here want to give all of our lovely, sexy, beautiful viewers a big ol' thank you because we just hit affiliate.
Yes, we did. We are now affiliates. That means that you can do some cheering, you can do some donating, you can do some subscribing, but most importantly, you can just be very, very happy that you're a part of this community. I don't know how to put this. I'm very happy you're a part of this community. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say.
And don't worry, we'll get you an RIP Fern emote as soon as we can.
Mm-hmm.
But for today, welcome everybody to our first foray into Pathfinder 2. And we are calling this Inheritors. Here will remain. So before we start and get a little bit to know about our soon-to-be intrepid adventurers, I think it's time for story time. Long ago, the world was peaceful. The 6 races strode across the many roads, and beneath the light of the beneficent gods they prospered. But all was not well. The Dark Lord Rastvin arose and cast a shadow upon the land. From his wicked tower deep in the mount, he glowered down at the world as he drained it of its very life, seeking naught but to rule, to conquer, to kill. When a band of mighty heroes, 4 brave warriors, strove to bring down the man, in their hands they carried orbs of light, said to be tears of a fallen, long-forgotten goddess. Bravely did they strive into the lair of Rastvin and cast him down, and they believed that the world was saved. But it was not so, for in his dying breaths Rastvin did warn them of the coming darkness that he had created. And it came. The winds, the air grew still and stale. The land choked and rotted, and the seas roiled away. As destruction loomed overhead, the weary people of Antalyre prayed to their gods for aid. And the most powerful among them, the 7 Prime, offered them their aid. Each one of the 7 Prime warded a city that they had chosen as their patron city, and the people within were saved from the coming darkness. And so they stood and waited for 200 years, while outside, those who could not escape and those who could not hide were twisted into foul abominations, soulless monsters known as the Husks. But the darkness began to recede like a tide, and now, 30 years later, the people of the wards have marched back out into the land that was once their home. They have become inheritors.
Woo!
So, I'm just going to go around and ask a few questions, and you guys can ask me questions about the world, and we'll see what your character's past is. This is our session 0 stuff. This is our, even though you guys have done the nitty-gritty of it, this is the character creation. This is where we get to show our lovely viewers what you were thinking and how these adventurers fit into the world around them. So first, I think I'm going to ask you, Brian, who are you?
Well, they can call me Doris because it's one of those lovely, impronounceable gnomish names that even I'm going to butcher every time I say it. She is a wizard of the conjuration school. She's outgoing and bubbly, loves making friends, has a passion for donuts, dislikes pickles and bullies, and just wants to get out and see what the world has to offer now that things are starting to get.
And we talked about this a little bit before the stream, but I'm going to mess it up. Dorsey? That's that the nickname we're going with? Dorsey?
Yeah, Dorsey works.
She comes from the city of Grand Cross over here. Now, a little bit of background. Grand Cross is the central hub of trade. It is the heart of Antilyre in a lot of ways, or it was before the coming of the darkness. When the darkness came, the city was spared by the goddess Agipra, the goddess of civilization, commerce, philosophy. Sometimes known as the mother of the polis, she values discussion, the building up of cities, of trade, of schools of thought. And as such, the people of Grand Cross are noted for being the biggest bubbling pot of everything across the realm, as well as being some of the most intellectually diverse, culturally diverse, and most likely to probably yell at you that you're wrong, and to have a lot of money. Because they sit at the crossroads between Thessalia in the east and the north, and Everview, Breadbasket down in the southeast, Sarsamir to the north, and Old Lamala to the south, they really kind of have a stranglehold on trade. So you've probably been used to dealing with merchants, priests, other wizards. In fact, you being a wizard were probably responsible, at least in part, for protecting and maintaining the various wards around the city that Agipra had put down to protect it from the darkness. How sheltered were you in Agipra? Or not in Agipra, in Grand Cross?
Probably not that sheltered. Definitely with the curiosity of the gnomes, definitely would be looking around and trying to figure things out and always looking for new stuff.
Are you
Just that curiosity kills the cat type of.
Are you trained in occultism?
Yes, I am.
All right. One day while you were probably exploring throughout the city, you came across a group of people, a very rare group of people that most people think are just fucking lunatics. They are called the Rangefinders, and their whole thing is they try to go out. They went out into the darkness to try and find lost things. They were like very, very bold adventurers, and many of them either died or were lost to the darkness as husks. And you probably encountered them coming back and saw one of these adventurers turn into a husk, as it seemed like they twisted and contorted in pain. Their eyes turned solid black as what looked almost like pure white wax came from their eyes and mouth and enveloped their skin in a glossy sheen. And then they turned on their adventuring partners as swift as they had changed. And when they were struck down, they disintegrated into graphite. Or at least one of the components was graphite. Various ashy, sooty dusts. And that's when you realize that anyone who delves too deep into the darkness, that's their end. Were you one of the first to leave the city when the wards fell or were brought down.
No, probably within a year after.
All right. Probably a little weary from what you knew of the dark to try and go out. And Grand Cross had quite a few people go out and reestablish the great highways across the continent. So many towns and small cities that are developing or have developed in the 30 years since were probably at least founded by someone from Grand Cross. You said that your goal was to explore.
Yes.
Did you have anything in particular that you wanted to see?
Just the continent in general. To see what's happened.
Are you trained in history?
No, I do not have lore and history lore.
So most of what you know about the land has just been hearsay and rumor that's been distorted over the centuries.
Yeah, well, unless that's
Tales
academia.
Tales of well, your academia specifically dealt with magic.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And you knew that various different schools of magic were started all across the continent and are practiced in different places, such as Andul practicing a form of necromancy, and Thessalia being some of the strongest druids the world has ever known. But you didn't know much about the actual history. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I don't have any questions for you at the moment.
All right. Let us move on to Mike. Who are you?
I am Wolfgar Stonsbranger. Slayer of beasts. Yeah. I am the third son of the great Strasbranger legacy, and the previous war chief of the previous war master of the. I wrote this down. Previous war master of, where did I put this? You know what? I'm the previous war master of the Vider Call tribe.
All right. And tell us a little bit more about yourself, your race, your class, your background, things like that. Paint us a picture.
Well, I love long walks on the beach and slaying monsters. No, Wolfgar Strasbranger is a very serious man, very severe. His tribe, he's mostly influenced by the fact that his tribe was destroyed partially at his own hand. So basically his entire shtick, and he's a half-orc barbarian. His entire shtick is that he walks these realms, killing monsters for money, fighting challenges where he can find them, and venerating his tribe's mysterious past with sharks. Do you want a physical description?
Sure.
Okay. Wolfgar Stosbranger stands at about 6'7", weighs about 280 pounds roughly. He is a massive monster of a half-orc. He carries with him a trident and a small axe, along with a sack of javelins. Doesn't wear armor. He only wears winter clothing, so he's good in the winter, you know. And he has around his neck a necklace with several teeth and trophies of monsters. Small one.
And tell me if I'm correct, but you're barbarian. is not from one of the wards.
No, he is not. He actually was one. His nomadic tribe was still left out during this cataclysm that happened. Up super far north, up Thessalia, up like farther north than Thessalia, probably farther east as well.
How did your people survive?
Well, we got tough. We had to murder pretty much anything that came around, and we grew to be very great warriors. It's actually legend that we were on the brink of destruction, pushed against a cliffside, when a mysterious force imbued our warriors with a strange power, and through that strange power, they pushed back whatever enemy they were currently fighting, and were able to make the tundra their own, at least for a time.
But the darkness is all-consuming, and it doesn't know or respect power or
Right.
any boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
How did your people handle anyone who started to succumb to the darkness?
We have a ritual. I have to say everything in past tense because we're all scattered to the wind. But we had a ritual that if we saw that a turning, we called it a turning, was happening, or a hollowing, we would take that person and they would have to go on a quest that was certain doom. It was a tribal rite of sorts. And if they survived, they earned their keep until they transformed, at which point we did kill them. Though if they didn't survive, great, we don't have to kill them.
Makes sense.
Yeah, basically it was stuff that, like, the tribe definitely would lose people handling. Like, we have a great amount of deer out in the wilderness, and, like, we can't reach them because a basilisk is blocking it. Go kill that basilisk, shit like that.
Or a horde of or hollow, as your tribe called them, are coming.
Yes.
Strike down their leader and scatter the rest.
Exactly, shit like that. Most people didn't make it back. Some did, and they were written in the annals of history.
Something to note about husks, hollow, whatever your culture calls them, is particularly strong-willed individuals will retain their will, but not their personality after they turn.
Mm-hmm.
And weaker husks are drawn to these more powerful ones.
Mm-hmm.
Ones that are called virtues,
Yes.
because they tend to have a very one-note personality about them.
Sure.
And virtues tend to gather up all of the husks around them and try to find the nearest area of uncorrupted land or people and try to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
Their entire thing is they are very cancerous in how they operate.
Yeah, sure.
But you're also fairly corrupted, not to the point where you have to worry about turning, but you're also trained in occultism, right?
Yes, I am. It's something that was important to my tribe, especially as a war master. I needed to know how to effectively deal with things.
If you will, I think I have a little tidbit for your backstory of how you came across your occult knowledge.
Sure.
During one of your hunting expeditions, you found a cave just along the rocky shorelines of the far north.
Mm-hmm.
A great blizzard was coming in. You were out on your own, hunting some foul beast that had dared to slink away with one of the babes of your tribe.
Yeah.
And knew that you couldn't survive out in the storm, so you went into the cave.
Yeah.
And that's when you came across what looked to be an idol. A single blackened finger wrapped up in this profane mound, this cairn of stones. It sat atop it with various strange symbols and blood on the rocks.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to you, And this is where most of your corruption came from, is you felt pulled towards this thing, but only by your sheer will were you able to not go near it for your time in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually a finger of Rostvin, the Dark Lord. When he was slain by the heroes, they cut up his body and scattered it across the winds in hope that by separating his body in distance, they would weaken whatever power he was still exerting.
Right.
But they didn't know he was just a pawn. But still, his body parts are very, very dangerous,
Yeah, I can imagine.
but are also held in high regard by dark cults. A lot of doomsday cults that sprang up that want to turn into husks. They want to become virtues. Very not good puppies.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So tell us a bit more about how your tribe was destroyed.
Well, this is probably Wolfgar's greatest shame. There was a creature that lived out in the water, a great sea serpent. And at one point, someone went out to that area where they were explicitly told not to go, and they died. They were eaten by the sea serpent, right? At that point, Wolfgar, his pride got in the way of his logical thinking, and he figured that this beast would not be allowed to strike a blow against his tribe. So he gathered a hunting party to go and fight this great serpent, which was then named Wuthratali. They lost pretty bad, and on the retreat back to the home, they accidentally led the serpent back to where they were currently set up. At this point, most of his tribe either died or was scattered to the winds.
And I'm assuming Wolfgar decided now was the time to head south.
Yes, Wolfgar at this point, seeing the destruction he wreaked, and knowing that terrible feeling of a warrior that he cannot best this opponent, he figured to himself, "I have to leave." So now he wanders the continent, offering his services wherever he can to hunt down monsters, somewhat to venerate his own, and somewhat to become powerful enough that one day he might return to Wuthratali and murder him, and kill it once and for all.
This was probably... Well, how old is he? How old is Wolfgar?
Wolfgar is 24.
All right, so you were born after the darkness had begun to recede.
Mm-hmm.
So you had been born by the time that the ward had gone down, and did your tribe ever interact with Thessalia?
No. My tribe abhorred civilization of that nature, considered them weak.
Did they ever attack anyone, any of the druids that came to try and find out what had happened to the north to protect the nature there?
Probably scared them away, because this was our clandestine hunting and living grounds. So we probably scared them away. That was about it. Never intentionally tried to murder any of them.
So after your tribe fell, did you seek refuge in Thessalia?
I would assume he didn't seek... Well, maybe he did.
It was the nearest large area of populace.
He already had Varg, which is his guard dog. He probably went and purchased... he probably went and worked to earn the capital to purchase Hester, his horse, and then he probably left from there and became kind of like a Witcher-like figure, just going place to place, killing things.
So you definitely did interact with the ruling class of Thessalia, orders of druids who were called the Seed Seers.
Sure.
Because the forest, known as In's Shroud, is full of very powerful nature spirits and they react very violently to anyone intruding upon the shroud.
Right,
The
right.
only way to keep them calm and for Thasalia to survive is for these druids to commune with the forest. And if they want to do anything involving the forest, they have to ask the spirits.
Right.
In fact, you probably met a certain person there who's been an on-again, off-again companion in your travels.
Okay.
Their name was Ariel Seedseer.
Let me put him in allies real quick.
This is hold on. Yeril Seedseer.
Okay.
And that's the token for them.
Okay. Right.
Uh,
oh, I see it. Hooray.
Did you know much about elves at all?
I knew they existed from the stories that my tribe passed down, but we were mostly an orc and half-orc tribe.
So,
Probably
Ariel,
not favorably looked at.
Ariel is a seer elf. Elves that are incredibly attuned to magic, to the point
Right.
where they can physically see it as well as most people can see the physical world.
Okay.
So that is, along with the fact that Ariel being a decently strong druid, but nowhere near the level of becoming a seed seer, not for another few centuries,
Okay.
decided to follow you away from Thasalia and on a few trips.
Right, right.
Did you get along with him at all?
Depends on his temperament. Is he quiet?
He's quiet in nature, but he is also very curious.
Well,
So he would have pestered you with questions.
I probably found him tedious, but mostly neutral, as long as he could carry his own weight. The thing about Wolfgar is he's very much a utilitarian. If you don't serve a purpose and you can't hold your own, then you're kind of not really of interest to him. He sees weakness as pretty detestable.
And Ariel also, this was probably strange to you, doted upon a little Leshy that constantly followed him around. And yes, this is a reference. That Leshy's name was Fern.
What is a Leshy?
A
Oh,
Leshy is a nature spirit.
It's like a little plant.
Gotcha. Okay, yep, I gotcha. So he doted upon a plant spirit. I mean, I probably saw him as a bit of a shaman. But again, if you can't hold your own in a contest of might, probably not going to think much of you.
And he tended to use his wits to avoid more fights than get into them. But you would have found out that he was a very powerful healer.
Okay, I can respect that. That works fine. How often did I travel with him? I mean, my entire travels have just been being a monster hunter.
Oh, we'll say that you've probably been out for 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
You've probably been with him altogether maybe half a year.
Okay.
On and off.
On and off, yeah. Okay.
He's just one of those things where it seems that fate just decided that you two will keep bumping into each other.
Well, if you run a traveling circuit of any variety, which I do run a traveling circuit, like I point on the map and I go, I'm going here, 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 and that's my circuit, If you run on a traveling circuit consistently, you're bound to run into the same person at some point.
How well traveled are you? Have you been to some of the more isolated city-states like Sersamer or Old Limala?
I'd say that I have not been off of the continent, but I've been pretty much everywhere on the continent that I can get to.
So you've been to Grand Cross, Everview, Andul, Valrus.
Yeah.
You would know that, and people would have warned you, do not ever go south of Valrus. Don't go out of the mountains down there, because there's basically a jungle there,
Mm-hmm.
and there's weird shit that lives there.
That sounds like my kind of jam. I've never been there, but that's on my to-do list once I have a bit of a war party with me.
People describe these massive lizards taller than trees.
Oh yeah, you're speaking my language.
Yeah, there are dinosaurs down there.
Hell yeah.
But we'll leave Wolfgar there for now.
Where are we currently is my only question.
You will be starting along one of the smaller river, a very small, so small it's not even on the map, a tributary of the great rivers east and northeast of Everview.
Okay.
It is a small town called Salnon Casset.
Okay, cool. That's all I need to know.
That leads us to Hammer.
Yeah. Hammerstonefall is 4.5. I had to adjust that because I looked up dwarves. I was like, they are not that short. 4.5 feet tall, dimming red beard. I don't know which mountain range he'd be from. I don't know what's going to be acceptable. I was thinking Volrus, and then you mentioned that jump, and I was like, well...
Volrus is fine. Volrus, to describe the city, was a city that was in constant need of maintenance and repair because the city's structures were damaged with the coming of the darkness.
Is it a dwarven city?
Most of these cities aren't necessarily racial. They're very multicultural.
I'm a forged dwarf, wherever that would be.
Yeah, you would probably have been from Volrus.
Right.
It was very much a place where you were respected for how long can you work, how quick can you work, how much can you get done, and can you do it without complaining.
Hi, Jordan. Sorry, someone I know is watching us. Yeah, so he, surprisingly, for a dwarf, has anger issues. Had anger issues. Right.
That's a Gretchen.
It was bad enough that he was kicked out and sent to a monastery. When I was forced under the hammers of the monks until I became the hammer. So it was 50 years that he was in the monastery.
Ooh, you left Volrus during the dark.
Yeah, they were like,
how'd you like that trip through a perpetual night, a perpetual inky darkness with eerie sounds and haunted veils just everywhere?
It was one of the most uncomfortable experiences, but at the same time, he was just like, bring it on, I'm gonna kill you all. He was angry at the world. It was his younger days.
Yeah, your anger probably came in handy and helped you slay several husks that tried to attack the caravan.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to say the monastery was probably still up in the mountains somewhere, pulled away, safe.
Yeah, probably atop one of the taller mountain peaks.
Yeah. So it wasn't too far. But yeah, it was not a good trip. Once he got there, though, they helped him kind of contain and control his anger, so he's not all ragey all the time. Otherwise, I would have been a barbarian. And he's been sent out because the monks normally aren't very violent, but they recognized that they were never going to make him calm and collected. So they figured, train him up, help him control himself, send him out to help the world fight these husks, get rid of as much as he can, really. Very similar to monster hunting. But he's there to help people.
So they gave you a giant-ass sword and shield and said, here's a giant stick of meat and a cat.
No. They said, here's some wraps, good luck. I don't use the weapons. I'm not allowed to touch a weapon.
Was that a thing?
It's not an actual monk thing. But
I was going to say, it could be for your order.
Yeah, actually, fine. That's perfect. His two stances are the dragon tail stance and the mountain stance. A kick-heavy stance and a down-to-earth, standing up, bracing his legs apart. It's essentially hard to push him over. And his attacks are like arm drops. They're falling stone attacks.
It's like tiger form in Kung Fu.
No.
very wide stance, very
Oh,
strong.
well, Wide stance
hits.
facing the opponent instead of like 1 foot in front of the other, they're side to side.
Yeah.
Dragon stance is like
The great pillars.
Yeah, exactly. Dragon stance is one where you have like one leg out really far in front of you and you're really low to the ground because you're gonna sweep up and kick. It's got a lot of sweeping attacks. It's pretty cool. I also can leap attack, stick that feet.
Hey.
He's
So
very skilled
your-
at beating these husks.
the history of your monastery was this. Your monastery was actually predominantly dwarves, like
Perfect.
90% dwarves. And they were from a long-lost hold that had been conquered by the drow.
Ooh.
Had been forced into slavery by them.
Yeah. But,
Things that the drow
that's your own.
against the dwarves was you are not allowed to ever have weapons. Even gave them inferior quality picks to mine with for fear of them ever using them against their slave masters. When a
I like it. I like it.
dwarf
No
managed to escape,
Yeah, no, that's something I decided. I
And-
was like, I could have simple weapons. I could have taken special dwarven weapons, special monk weapons. Like, nah. He's going to be the punching and kicking. Straight up.
because your order in how to resist and how to use their mind by a dragon.
That might come later.
Old
Amazing.
dragon that said to still live at the top of the mountain you're on.
Wait, what does?
The old dragon that taught you and your, well, not you, but like taught your monastery still said to live at the very top of the mountain.
Okay, I think my Discord is cutting you out.
You said the old dragon that used to or the old dragon that taught your monastery is said to still live upon the top of the mountain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I didn't hear any of that. I just heard on top of your monastery. I was like,
You're really cutting out there, Daniel.
Am I cutting out?
No?
Okay.
Am
'Cause
I?
We're using the same mic. You're not cutting out for
It-
me.
it was just you're cutting out from me. My Discord. That's weird.
Interesting.
Daniel, get closer to the mic. It makes it a lot easier to pick it up.
All right, we're gonna move this.
Oh, and by the way, a big thank you to Nerdy Gaming Inc. for that cheer. You are our first cheerer.
Hooray!
But, yeah, your monastery was taught by a dragon, which is why the dragon style and the mountain style, it's like, we must be as swift as the dragon and as strong as the mountain from which we are hewn.
Hey.
But he eventually went back down into the drow slave pits and liberated the dwarves by teaching them how to fight without weapons. And they murdered the fuck out of the drows and then formed a monastery.
Perfect.
Alright.
So why did you leave the monastery and why did you choose to go out west?
Because the monks, like I said, they trained themselves and they did all that stuff, but they were like, we're never gonna have you be fully one of us. His anger was still so much that they were like, we're gonna send you out and you're gonna help the people. So he's going west, probably originally headed to Everview, being a pretty big city, to see what kind of like help he could do for the common folk. He kind of tends to go for the more personal side of, hey, do you need help? Instead of going to the city saying, hey, guard, who can I help? He goes out and looks for the people that need the help, not just asking other people, oh, do you know anyone?
All right. So, how have you enjoyed getting to see the world outside of Valrus in your monastery?
Very warm. Used to the cold of the
Yeah,
mountains.
I would agree with that sentiment. Wolfgar is used to the bitter ice cold.
Actually, no, you know what? I have fire resistance. I'm in the forges. It's the opposite. It's very cold out here. I do not. I keep going on. Sorry. I just can't do a voice.
Johan shows up, gets captured again.
We have to make a choice, him or some random NPC. Yeah, no, it's It's interesting. It's flat, very flat. To him, it's like someone from New York coming to Kansas. They're like, "Where's all the mountains and the hills? What is it?"
Well, there are still plenty of hills, but
No.
none of them are nearly as impressive as the mountain range.
Oh, I thought you
from.
meant in real life. I was like, no. I went to New York and I was like, wow, that's a big mountain. And my friend was like, that's just a hill. What are you talking about? But yeah, he's not used to it being so flat. He can see a lot further than he's used to. But he's helped. He's met quite a few people in trouble, like, you know, people being attacked by husks, trying to run away, caravans. I don't know if there's caravans, but
There are caravans.
okay. He's probably traveled by helping out caravans. Like, I'll travel. I can't do a voice right now. I'll travel with you.
I'll travel.
I'll travel with you to help protect them from husks. His favorite thing to do: beating a husk down to the ground like a hammer.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and you've probably have a hard time being out in the sun. The sun is actually come out for the first time in, well, I mean, it's been 30 years, but it came out for the first time in 200 years.
I mean, I've been up in the mountains, so I've probably seen the sun more than some people.
Oh, no, not during the time of the darkness, because,
I meant recently. You said
Yeah.
it was like 30 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah, he's probably seen it more than some people.
Do either of you have questions about the world for me?
Well, I learned that there are still caravans. People still travel around. I was confused about the stuff. So
It's been 30 years, so people
It's
have
been-
been... It's been 30 years
30
since
years
the darkness gone.
But
But, yeah, people have gone out and are, like, trying to recolonize.
bet, and I'm gonna help him with that. The Inheritors.
What about you, Mikey, my boy?
Nah, I'm good.
Are the waters full of demons?
Yeah, they are.
Yep, there's some scary shit out in the waters. Ask anyone from Old Lamala, they'll tell you. They'll be like, "Oi, there be things out there in the briny deep."
Oh, I know it.
I have a campaign where the water is literally just demons.
I specialize in water fighting, so I know that there are bad things out there.
Yeah, you're a what is it? Sewer
I'm
fighting shark.
I specialize in air fighting. I jump there high and kick him in
Now-
the face.
And Brian probably specializes in land fighting.
Yeah,
so
we got
he's
a-
got all three fronts covered.
He's a wizard, but Uriel literally uses the land.
Damn, they're the Army, Navy, and Air Force.
Not the Navy. Anyway.
Brian's the National Guard.
Let us take you to the quaint little village. It's more of a small town of Salmon Casset.
Alright. Do we all know each other?
Good question.
No, probably not.
Rad.
Because
Wolfguard doesn't make friends easy. Unless it's circumstantial.
don't worry,
Sorry.
we'll be great friends.
So you guys are staying in a very nice. It's a middle class tavern in terms of, like, you know, things aren't particularly rich, as it were, but you're not exactly in a slummy area either. There's a place called the Sultry Chicken,
Ha.
and it is in the district of Applebridge. Salnon Casset is on the eastern bank of the river Casset, which is it's almost more of a brook than a river. Very slow, meandering thing that feeds off into the bigger rivers. It is still technically part of Everview's territory, which means fertile lands and lots of farming.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll tell you why you guys probably came here. Wolfgar, there's a contact who's told you to go to Salnon Casset and ask around to try and get an audience with a lord with someone in the castle district. They've apparently been having a problem with a hill giant.
Perfect. That's my bread and butter.
But you've been staying at this Sultry Chicken.
I'd like to
You know-
think that I only stay at the Sultry Chicken to get drinks and information, and then when I go to sleep, I go out into the woods or whatever is the closest to the woods.
All right.
Mhm.
Do you know what a chicken is?
Been traveling for 5 years. I'm sure I know what a chicken.
Yeah, because the little hanging board sign outside is like a chicken swooning as its hat falls off.
I know cockatrices better than I know chickens. That's what I'll say.
Maybe you think that chickens are just like,
Docile, small cockatrices.
don't look at it.
Yeah, right. I have a strong distrust for chickens.
As for you, Hammer, you've just been following there's a lot of trade caravans that go through Everview because it is the continent's breadbasket. I would say over half of the continent, which as far as you guys know is the whole world, half of its food comes from this one little fertile area. So there are a lot of caravans going, especially out west to Grand Cross to trade with the other city-states. Are you used to being in these kind of places? These very compact cities with wood and thatch buildings that are like so close together they're almost squishing one another.
Not the wooden thatch. I remember, I'm from the mountains. No, he's not really. He's used to the crampedness of it, because dwarves and stuff. And the monasteries didn't have much privacy. A lot of shared rooms. But the wooden thatch and all that, being on flat ground, it's a little weird. He's not used to be able to kind of see a building from across this town, looking down the street. Oreos. Oh wait, I'm talking. So yeah, he's probably looking around, trying to figure out where he should go.
Probably when you came in, the person in charge of the caravan that you followed was like, "Oh, there's this place called the Sultry Chicken. You want to go up north? It's just inside the walls in the district of Applebridge. Weird name, I know. Don't grow no apples around here. Go there and talk to the tavern keep. He's a fine man. He'll get you suited right up, Master Dwarf."
I'll do it then. And he just kind of starts. He does this kind of happy walk. He's excited to be out. He's been cooped up for 50 years in a very non-private environment, and now he's out on his own. He's enjoying it.
Oh, and there's dwarves, there's humans, there's elves, there's gnomes, there's halflings, there's goblins.
Goblins in Pathfinder 2, I like it that they're trying to be good.
They're normal, well, not normal society, but they're society.
Yeah, they're like
They live in a society.
we've got better.
just a goblin in clown makeup. We live in a society. Goblins rise up.
No, but as you're going through, you pass a small market as you come towards to get into the walls. And a particularly grouchy looking goblin comes up, he's like, "Hey, buy this!" And is holding out a very smelly tincture of oily green liquid. It smells like dirt, sweat, and bad.
Hey, how big is this goblin's hat, by the way?
Very big.
Okay, cool.
And it's bent like he and it's all dirty and patchy. It looks like he just found it on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's got a long, crooked nose.
Hammer has robes that are dirty and patchy. He just kind of looks at the goblin. Do I look like I have money?
I don't know. Buy it.
He picks up a rock. I'll buy it for a rock.
Yeah. people think they can do Scrump wave. And you're
I
like,
knew it was Scrump.
I was like, I heard some.
I was about to say, would he describe himself as special?
Does he look like a man?
I mean, as he's waddling away, he looks back and he just goes,
I just chucked the rock up. Not at him. I said I chuck it up, like in the air, and let it fall behind me. Sorry.
I was gonna say that's funny. Finally, someone's had enough of Scrump shit over 3 campaigns.
Remember, I have to try to avoid violence.
Center yourself.
Yeah, but you see all sorts of people, and actually, an elf in a mix of furs, hides, and leathers, as well as a lot of wood that's been lacquered in place of armor. Kind of laughing, sees besides that. You'll have to mind that one.
What do you mean?
That one's Scrump. He's a traveling merchant around these parts. I don't think I've ever been to a town where Scrump wasn't.
Interesting. Just kind of arcs an eyebrow, starts walking towards the inn. He's like, why is this person talking?
Ironically, the elf is going the same way.
Ha.
Are you heading to the chicken, Master Dwarf?
That's what I am.
Good. We're heading to the same spot. Means we can walk together.
Great. He just kind of walks. His gait is a little bit less excited.
The name is Ariel, by the way. Ariel of the Seed Seers.
What kind of name is Uriel?
I could ask you what your name is, Master Dwarf.
Oh, my name's Hammer Stonefall.
What kind of a name is Hammer? And he gives you this cheeky grin.
It's the name given to me by the monks.
And mine was the name given to me by the elements.
Right. He just walks off. He's a nutter.
Right, proper nutter. That one.
You're not from around here, are you, Master Hammer?
That I'm not.
Come with me to the chicken. You look like the type that would enjoy using your fists like a hammer.
Get right to the point. That's exactly what I thought to do.
And he does a little bit of shadow boxing when he says that.
I laugh at his attempt.
Oh, by the way, he's got a big wooden shield on his back and a falchion at his side.
My body is my shield.
My body's ready.
Get in my body.
But yeah, you come to the chicken and there's an actual chicken strutting outside that they've got done up with a little tiny hat. It's supposed to be their mascot.
I love this.
It's in a little cage to keep it from flying away, just as looking around.
Guess I'm gonna break the cage and get a new animal companion.
Yeah, and it's doing that thing chickens do. It's just kind of staring at nothing because chickens are pretty dumb.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Don't chickens have 1 or 2 intelligence?
I think they actually are some of the dumbest things in Pathfinder.
Yeah, stat block wise, they're pretty fucking
The
stupid.
fact that you can cut a chicken in real life, chicken's head off, and it still moves around, is a big indicator of its intelligence.
It moves on nerve impulse only. Gelatinous cube? That's the new chicken.
Gelatinous chicken.
Gelatinous chicken. Sounds gross.
Chicken in a can. That's what you just described.
Oh, gross. Let's not talk about that. Probably something Scrump would sell. I made chicken jelly.
It's raw.
Look at that! Look what I found! It smells real bad. But yeah, it's you and Uriel go into the tavern, and we're gonna cut away to what is Dorsey doing that has taken her to Salnon Casset?
Just wandering in. It's a little town. It's between the big city and another one. So hey, let's stop here.
And you probably came from the west, so you're going through the farmlands and a district called Four Valleys because it's kind of more of a joke than anything. There are four very barely noticeable divots in the ground throughout the district, and they're like valleys.
These are valleys.
To people here, they are.
Okay.
But yeah, you're coming through, and you probably there are quite a few farms that are actually in pretty poor disrepair, especially on the very outskirts.
Hmm.
And it's about this time that you actually roll me a reflex save. Oh, you're like, whoa, and almost fall into a giant, like a literal giant footprint.
Where's the giant? I gotta see this.
This is you can tell by the way that the print is shaped, especially around the edges. It's not fresh. But that does probably explain what's going on with those farms. Giants are not good for farmland.
No, they're not.
Yeah, and as you're sitting there, a farmhand raking, hoeing part of a field very near to the road, like they've got the white fence to keep people out, but he's like right there, and he sees you almost fall in. He stops, holding the hoe over his shoulder, and he like moves his hat out of his face. Got this really old looking, both time worn and weather worn face. Definitely kind of looks like he's probably in his 50s, his 60s. It's a human.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, that giant be causing us some trouble.
What's he been doing?
What hasn't he been doing? He's been coming through here, eating our livestock, breaking down our crops. Anyone who tries to stop him, well, he eats them too.
That's not very nice of him.
Yeah, giants ain't very nice. Pretty dumb. Thought we'd get lucky and they'd all be dead. Or husks by now.
Yeah, the minute he mentions husks, she's just like, oh.
Yeah, know what you mean. You and me, we're from before the wards were down. I can see it in your eyes. Things are different now, but that don't mean we're out of the dark yet.
That is true, Master Farmer.
Call me Ob. Short for Obera, but people just call me Ob.
Okay, Hope.
Yeah, if you're willing to help us with this giant problem, I would head into town. There's definitely going to be a wanted poster, kill yourself this giant, get a whole stack of gold, that sort of thing. There's a tavern in Applebridge. I can... And he does the NPC thing of, I'll mark it on your map. They call it the Sultry Chicken. It's a real nice place. Just don't ask about the name. Do ask about their stouts, though. Mm-mm.
Food.
Beer as thick as me beard. And that's a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a very thick beard.
What a
This is not beer like we know. This is peasant beer. This is a meal.
This is the good stuff.
Unfiltered beer.
It's just like drinking bread.
Mm-hmm.
Just about.
And he's like, tips his hat, and he's like, "You take care, you little thing."
Oh, I sure will try. And she starts sort of waltzes off to find a sultry chicken.
You've probably been in cities like this before. It's got the very starts of an actual stone wall, but for the most part, this is just very tall palisades that they probably cut down from small trees around here and then had some wizard use enlarge object on. Because you know that they don't get trees this tall.
Yeah.
Not like 15 feet tall. Your way in, the guards, they're kind of lazy. Nothing really happens around here. It's probably the most exciting thing that's happened for a long time. I mean, one might say, "He's all fighting dragons, and I'm here. Oh, duty."
James, you know what you did.
You know, you're done.
Did he take an arrow to the knee?
Is he going to ask me about
My
my
wife,
sweet roll?
yeah. You look like one of them conjuring sorts. Don't you conjure me up a mana bun?
Ha 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 ha. That's a classic.
Nah, like it. They're just kind of mumbling to themselves. There's like two of them, one much bigger and bulkier than the other, and they're just sitting there playing cards. And you hear one go, "Go fish."
Ha 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 ha. Daniel, you didn't even notice the joke.
Oh, sorry.
Damn it, Daniel.
He made
You
a
wanna play
Horace
Go
and
Fish?
Seth joke.
I was zoned out trying to figure out something from my character sheet. I am so sorry.
Man,
You want to play Go Fish?
welcome to being on top of it, the stream.
Get into
Say
the
something.
town. Sorry.
What were you saying there?
No, I said, what? Did you say something?
Nah, they're talking to another guard. He's just mysteriously behind you. You don't know how he snuck up on you, considering he's wearing like chainmail. But you make your way into town, and you're pretty well educated. You know how to follow a map.
I hope I do.
Yeah, even in this place, which, by the way, this town is probably more compact than anything you ever saw, even in the slummiest districts of Grand Cross. Because Grand Cross was the type of town where they built out before they built up. And these places are much more squat, compact buildings.
James, are you talking right now?
I was.
Oh, okay. You just had a long pause. I was like, is James?
Yeah, I was just wondering if Brian had anything to add.
Oh, okay.
That's so weird.
She's sort of just wandering around, looking at the architecture. It's probably different from where she's from.
Oh yeah, not nearly
And
as
the whole,
good.
yeah, and the whole time she's talking to her badger in a foreign tongue, and it's answering her back in the same language.
Yeah, people are definitely looking at you like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is that one doing?
Yeah, they're like, some of them like see the badger, and they have badgers around here, so they're like, ooh, badger. Then they're like, ooh, talking badger. Yeah, eventually you make your way to the sultry chicken. You see the chicken outside.
Yeah.
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 Do you?
Yeah, look at the chicken. Just gotta check my 1 feet here. Oh, it's not a. Oh, okay. No, it's only for burrowing animals. Damn. Can't talk to the chicken.
Okay, whoever in the stream.
Hold on. There we go. We're good.
Um, yeah, whoever was in the stream and quoted Chrono Cross or Chrono Trigger. Nice.
Yeah, A+. A+.
Nice. Like that's a deep cut. Damn, I'm just letting that sink in for a second. I appreciate your RPG knowledge. But you make your way into the chicken. It's a pretty cozy place. It's a bit smoky in here. There's a big open hearth where they're slowly cooking a stew over the top of it, but the chimney hasn't been 100% made properly, so there are a few parts, small parts, where some of the smoke kind of seeps out. Gives the air in here kind of a dingy feel. All the wood's a little dark. The people here are pretty lively. I mean, this isn't a wretched hive of scum and villainy, but it's not necessarily, an uptown place either. You've
Yeah.
got people who are like telling bawdy stories and laughing loudly. There's someone with a lute playing the Song of the Dwarf and the Lusty Elven Barmaid.
Haha.
Let's see.
And yeah, you go up to the counter, which was made for humans. Thankfully,
I climb up on top of a stool, literally.
oh yeah, it's like your badger probably like gets out and like helps push you up.
Yeah, props me up a bit.
And when you like toddle your way up, this man who's like a big swarthy man with a big heavy gut, big barreled chest, and thick corded arms, thick with hair, and a long mustache, really thick set brow that almost hides his eyes. Looks over, he's like, you see there? What can I do for you?
If that stew's ready, I wouldn't mind some of that and a flagon of ale.
Mm-hmm. Oi, Bernice! What? One stew. And this older woman who has clearly seen better days. She's a pretty heavy set gal, but she's got a big crook in her back, stooped over, just with age, as she goes and surprisingly dexterously just slops a big old ladle full of stew into the bowl and hands it to you. And even though she'd been mad with him, she like hands it to you. She's got the brightest little kindly grandma face, like, "There you go, dearie."
Oh, thank you.
And then gives a stink eye to her husband.
Sounds about right.
And he hands you this big wood tankard. It's treated wood, and it's got iron bindings on the top and bottom. Hands it to you, and it's got that room temperature, thick, unfiltered beer,
Yum.
frothing at the top. He knows how to get a good head on his beers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there you go. That'll be
Thank you very much.
That'll be 2 coppers.
Hand him in silver, and he can keep the change.
And he looks at him. Rich spender, like that.
I'm sure you do.
So, not often we get folks like you with he like leans over the counter and looks at the badger. He's like, "That ain't a real badger, is it?"
That's Fluffy Boo. Yes, it's a real badger.
Thought it was one of them wizardy things.
Well, it is a wizardy thing, but it was originally a badger.
Magic. I don't get it.
You
Anyway.
know, technically, you could have both.
Anyway, people don't come in here with badges very often unless they're looking for work. You're definitely from out of town. Ain't nobody around here got fancy clothes like yous.
Well, I am looking for work.
Really? Well, I've got a few job listings here from the town guard if you want to see.
Oh, by all means, if you don't mind.
And he like pulls out a very thin stack of parchment, and he starts handing them out and going over the details. These are obviously like mass produced in the local press. The ink is still wet on a few of them. He's saying, well, let's see, old lady Daughtry lost one of her cows and wants to find it. Yeah, the funny thing is about her, you'd think she'd live out in Four Valleys, one of the farm folk. Nah, she lives in Cabbage Shade. I think her neighbors must hate her. Then let's see. Oh, now this is a big one. And he taps the paper as he puts it down on the counter with a big old firm thwap, and then like pokes a big old meaty sausage finger against his like giant's been out killing folks crops, killing folks business. We don't get a lot of that on Psalm to begin with.
Now, why would a giant be going out and hurting people's crops and that? Like, she has no clue.
Giants are big. They ain't got big brains.
Bigger you are, the meaner you are.
Bigger you are, the meaner you are. You just want to go out, pick up a cow, don't care if it's someone else's cow, eat it. Then, all these little things start poking at your shins with sharp sticks. And you don't take by that, so you pick them up and eat them too. Sharp, pointy stick and all.
I see.
They're big, dumb, and they're mean, even to each other. A giant's favorite game is called Headsy. It's where two giants get a running start and run each other's heads against each other and see who passes out first.
Oh my. That does not sound like it'd be fun.
Probably explains why they're so dumb. But if you're here for the giant job, there's a few folks who've come in here already asking about it. They're down yonder. And he points you to a corner booth.
Mhm.
Very hard to see anything other than the vague silhouettes of three figures.
The loss.
Shut up. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Wolfgar did not consent to this.
Yeah, I just took away autonomy. Okay.
Well,
Wait,
you
you
did
get to
say
this.
that you came in here to get information. And he
Yeah,
was
Wolfgar
like,
would probably be sitting at the bar right now, drinking
Oh.
a little bit of ale.
all right, well, then you've heard the barkeep.
Just testing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gonna burn the barn? Tavern.
Yeah, I'm gonna put her down.
But
Fucking headset died, sorry.
you're good, you're good.
No, you heard the bar. Avril.
Yeah.
You heard old Avril talking to this tiny little gnome,
Mm-hmm.
talking about going after the giant, the same thing you were doing.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Wolfgang probably
Wolfgar.
or Wolfgar, sorry. Get my own fucking character's name wrong.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
Yeah, Wolfgar probably his day has probably been very boring for him. He probably chopped some wood to get some money to go to the bar to buy a couple beers and some meat for his dog. So he like the second he hears about the giant bounty, he kind of perks his head over, stands up, walks over directly behind the gnome. It's like, there's a giant.
Avro looks up and is like, where'd you get in?
I've been here for hours.
I'll have to take your word for that. Yep, there's a giant out killing folks' cows and whatnot.
He says, I've heard of this giant. We have to take measures. Where is the bounty?
He holds out a sheet to you.
Wolfgar holds it, skims it, hands it back, says, all right. Is there anyone else who is going to be coming with?
A couple other people have been asking about the bounty.
Wolfgar looks down at the small creature in front of him, who he's like towering above, and is like, "Do you think that you can kill a giant, little one?"
No better than you could kill a giant.
He says, "Don't worry. I'm incredibly good at killing giants."
It's about this time that you hear behind or off to the side, Wolfgar. Wolfgar, why do we keep running into each other?
He turns around and he says, I don't know what he would say.
There's Ariel right there. Looks the exact same as the last time you met, which was probably 3 years ago.
I look at Ariel and I'm like, it's you. And he like nods and probably like offers a warrior's clasp, you know.
He returns it. I mean, he's a lot smaller than you, but he still does it out of respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so,
Fern is by him, just talking in this weird language where it's almost more like you hear like the groaning when a tree is in the wind.
mhm.
You know, just more like, even though it's this little tiny adorable thing.
He says, "Must be fate that brings us back together. That, or some sort of machination."
The gods work in mysterious ways.
And he says, "Nothing ever good came from the gods." No,
References.
He doesn't say that. He probably is like, he probably just nods.
I mean, you probably don't even believe in their gods.
Oh yeah, no, these southern gods are weak. But yeah, says, "Are you looking at the bounty too then?"
Me and my new friend. Where'd they go?
I'm still at the table staring at him. He just got up and walked off.
I told you to come with, Master Hammer. Why are
Right.
you making me look like a fool? More so. Anyway, Wolfgar. Madam. This is my new acquaintance, Master Hammer.
I offer a warrior's clasp.
Pleasure to meet ya.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'm assuming very equally strong with
Oh
this.
yeah. I have a 20 in strength.
Oh, at 19.
You have to like stoop down to give it to him, though.
Yeah. No, I don't stoop down. My arms are just gangly, massive things.
And I just reach up.
Yeah. We probably split the distance.
Oh,
Oh yeah. No, I as soon as you like grasp the warrior's clasp, I'm like, impressive.
I don't know, you.
And I look at the small one again, and I go, this your first time killing a giant?
Yeah, giant.
Like everything's a giant to her.
Awesome. That's a fair point.
Rude.
Yeah.
You making fun of me?
Nah. Look at me. I'm not much taller than you. I can't do the right voice. Sorry. I went to Johan again.
How tall is the dwarf?
I'm 4'5". So you're like what?
You're
2'5"?
I'm 3'4".
3'4". Yeah. Only a foot taller. That's why I was like, small people can make small jokes with each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, it's not like they're gonna make big jokes.
Ha. Wolfgar says, "Well, there's no time to dally." And he says, "Where was this giant last spotted?" To the bartender.
Everald takes the piece of paper and is like,
By the way, I skimmed the paper, but I did not read it because Wolfgar does not know how to read.
Yeah, it was all in that squiggly thing that these southern people do.
I know runic-ish languages of my northern cousins, or of my northern brothers.
Oh no, this is squiggly common.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to read that.
Well, says the man who issued it is... God, why they have to write these things so small with my eyes? His name is Jarrett. Jarrett Pronson. You can, actually, come to think of it, Jarrett Pronson. Yeah, he'll be down in the fair.
And he nods and says, "Well, into the fair we go."
Never been to the fair.
Oh yeah, the fair comes around about this time every year. It's the festival to... God, what's the name of the goddess? It's the festival to Gera.
It's frivolous and pointless.
He like makes a sign, is like, and is like in a hush face, like, don't go bad mouthing Gera in my place. Gera's the one who put up the ward around Everview.
He rolls his eyes.
Do they have
Southerners.
donuts?
Donuts, newfangled things called cotton candies,
What?
funnel
Ooh.
cakes, honey
Fried Oreos.
fried ice cream,
Turkey
fried
legs.
fried goblin.
What?
Wait, what?
Finally, a meal worth having.
Finally, Scrump's gone.
Yes. Bro.
And then he's like, yeah, there's all sorts of things there to eat. It's a bit much for me. And he like taps his big belly and he's like, besides, well, Bernice is already getting mad at me if I ever have any more of the funnel cakes.
Yes, you are fat beyond ability to work.
He just looks at you. And I didn't hear that.
And he's not even trying to insult. He's just like pointing out a thing. It's like
Yeah,
one of
he's
those,
fat,
like-
but you've seen that this guy can do some heavy lifting.
Yeah, but I mean, he can do heavy lifting. But if he ever had to run from a sea serpent, he's dead. Not peak physical condition.
He would be the sea serpent's first target.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fat,
Biggest
juicy, easy to hit.
Guys are mean to my NPCs.
No, that's just how Wolfgar
I
views
know.
the world.
I'm teasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, the quickest way to get to the fair, you want to go out the north gate, cross the Casset, and then just head east. Or
Understood.
west.
East or
West.
west.
thought you said west.
Yeah. Wolfgar kind of like nods and says, "All right, then it's time to go," and just starts walking out the door, whether people follow him or not.
I look to my new elf friend.
He just shrugs and is like, Wolfgar's a man of action.
Excellent.
Come on, Fern, upsies. And he picks up the little Leshy who's like,
In his language, he means, I love upsies.
yeah, but it sounds like a horrific tree monster.
Oh,
Even though
yeah.
he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
2 feet tall, little round thing, looks like it's made of cabbage.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Still sounds like the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when I talk to my badger, it all sounds like rolling rocks and tumbling stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Uriel looks at you and like gives an appreciative nod. He's like, nice familiar.
Thank you. That's an interesting one too.
He just reaches over and gives Fern a pat on the
Good,
the
both
lettuce head.
Fern.
Yep, that's its name.
Yeah. So we gotta kill it.
Don't kill Fern. He's an innocent baby. He just wants to kill everything. All right, but yeah, they head out. Do you follow them, Dorsey?
Yeah, I follow them.
As you try and catch up with Wolfgar, who I imagine takes big manly strides.
Yes. Wolfgar does not walk slowly.
Unless you took a feat, it's 25.
Well, yeah. No, it's 30.
Are you sure? Everything's 25 now.
All right. It's
Except for
okay.
elves.
Yeah, elves get some weird shit.
All right, then
Yeah,
it's
we get
25.
30.
Small people's 20.
But that's me like
Yeah.
moving. I'm
That's-
not sprinting.
Right. That's one stride is 25, which you can take 3 now.
Right.
So,
Aesthetically,
yeah.
I am moving quickly.
Yeah, you have like from 25 to 75 feet.
Rule of cool. This is not
Rule
combat.
of cool. I am moving quickly. Do not rules bog me. But yeah, no, I am walking fairly quickly. Yeah.
I'm able to keep up pretty easily. Monks, super speeds.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel looks down at you, Dorsey, and he's like, I don't think we ever got a name, by the way. My name is Ariel of the Seeds.
You can call me Darcy.
Not gonna give your full name. Make you say it again.
I am not trying to pronounce that.
There was a rough gimmick. But
Best shot.
I use a random name generator and told it to do a gnome.
Ha.
Zorothruf.
Every time I see Kivix, I think the kickbacks.
No way.
That's how she got her job. Posh. We gotta drain the wizards.
The Zarathruth Kibitz. Something like that.
Zorothruf Kibbit.
Yeah.
Darcy.
And how much do you know about the other city-states? Especially if we look back at the map real quick so that you can get an idea. And because I want to show off my handiwork. Thessalia. Is this
Probably
a
just
thing?
basic stuff.
I would like
Well,
to take a second. Sorry to interrupt things, but I would like to take a second, folks. Thanking Nerdy Gaming Inc. and Rygudan with those Twitch Prime subscriptions. Woo. Woo. Thanks, folks.
I mean, wow. That's 2.
Yeah, and like,
That's 2 more than I thought.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't
But
see.
yeah, good. Thank you very much. Anyway, back to the game.
Yep. Anyway, Thessalia, up in the northwest. How much do you know about the other city-states?
Probably just basic.
Oh, you would still know then someone calling themselves of the Seed Seers means they are a druid and were part of the political class of Thessalia, the ones who tried to keep the elements from killing everybody.
That would be impressive.
Yeah, that's how he introduced them. Then you guys are still probably chasing after Hrothgar as you make your way out of town, cross a dinky old bridge, take a left, and then just cross the plains until, like, you can almost immediately see the fairgrounds. There's a few permanent buildings and a lot of, like, big pop-up tents. Very colorful. It's like a harvest festival, so everything is kind of done in autumnal colors. And Wolfgar, have you been around cities during festivals very much?
Occasionally. I'd assume over 5 years it'd be hard to miss all of them. You know what I mean? I'm sure I've
Yeah.
seen like maybe one or two. Didn't participate. Not my jam. I'm here to kill monsters.
Yeah, this is a small one, but man, they love themselves food. You're seeing things from all across the lands that Everview calls its own. You're seeing pumpkins, apples. You're seeing some exotic fruits that have been brought from far off shores from old Limala, like mangoes, different kinds of meats.
Yeah. Wolfgar probably has had a little bit of food. Maybe he pulls out some trail ration from his bag, looking at all this food. He's an ascetic, so he doesn't believe in nice things for himself. But yeah, he's gonna walk to the nearest person and say, "You, where is Jarrett Bronson?"
Yeah, you pull aside like this.
An
Actually,
adult.
an adult.
Yeah,
I was gonna be
I'm
like,
not gonna
John
pull
is
a
like,
kid. Yeah.
Oh,
monster. No, would be you pull aside scrum.
We get that like upward shot that you see all the time in where it's like the sun's gleaming behind just like a giant person. You,
Yeah, no.
where is Jarrett Bronson?
You pull aside this person. They're a halfling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Very, very dirty and smelly.
Okay.
And they are actually sitting on top of a big trash heap.
Okay.
And they're like, Jarrett Bronson. And like when he does that little, you notice that like most of his teeth are missing.
why?
Yeah, I look at him and I assume he doesn't understand the question, so I say in gutter common, "Where is Jarrett Bronson?"
He's like,
Or
and gutter con. He says, not a rich man. Uzamina favors me.
and he looks completely unimpressed and unamused. His entire goal is to find Jarrett Bronson.
He's
Exchange.
like, Jarrett Bronson. He should be in the big tent. That's where they're judging livestock.
Thank you. And I just walk off.
Uzamina find you.
I'm looking for a donut stand.
Oh, there are so many fattening, unhealthy pastry stands all over this place. You're seeing like, actually, what would be like the most interesting thing you would see? Oh, someone is selling these interesting things on skewers that go green. They're like little balls that go green, white, pink. And they claim that they actually have been to the mythical, supposedly lost southern continent of Yanja and brought it back. And he's like, the natives there call it dongo. I don't know what that means, but it's tasty.
Fantasy Japan.
There you go.
Sounds like, say it with me, folks, some anime
Anime
bullshit.
bullshit. I was like, what would be the most exotic place a European could go?
Yeah, that'd be
The
about
toilet.
it.
They went to Portland.
Oh,
So they just
Oh,
found a bunch of
man.
homeless people.
yeah, she'll try one.
It's pretty good. It's kind of weird. You've never tasted anything like it, so it's one of those things where you're like, I'm not sure if this is good or not. I have nothing to base this on. It is a thing.
Completely new flavor palette. I get you.
Yeah. New texture.
But he's like, yeah, that'll be 3 silvers. Oh, and these things are absolutely puny, by the way.
Little side of steam drop.
She hands over 3 silver and sort of like, really? Okay.
He starts clinking them together. And he's like, thank you very much.
Yeah, she goes off and finds a donut stand. She wants a dozen donuts.
Oh yeah, there's this guy who's actually no, it's another gnome lady. It's like, hi, what can I get you?
You got those donuts that are completely covered in icing and sprinkles on them and everything?
Filled or unfilled?
Half a dozen of each.
Right. And it looks like the stand is like on the ground, but it looks like she's walking downstairs, like.
She's doing the magic trick thing, isn't she?
And
Of
she's-
course.
No, you look, and she's literally just doing it for dramatic effect.
Exactly.
Doing the thing where you like slowly lower on your knees.
Yup.
And she comes back, she's like, we got chocolate, we got vanilla, we got strawberry, we got persimmon, we got all kinds.
We have persimmon.
Oh, strawberry.
All right. And she like starts putting them in, and she's like, that'll be, let's see, 6 coppers.
She flips her a silver. It's like, keep the change.
Thank you.
And then starts wandering around looking everywhere and eating a donut.
Oh, this is like the most rustic, poor people thing you've ever seen. They're like judging livestock and crops. There's like a giant pumpkin bigger than your entire body. In fact, bigger than anyone's body. It's like a house.
Wow.
And there's even a sign next to it that says, not made with magic.
That would be a thing
Okay.
that you need to like
Yeah,
fantasy.
Organic of fantasy world.
Yeah.
organic.
Organically grown.
Yeah, but for everyone else, it's like, this is basically like a county fair.
I've never been to one of those.
It's got all kinds of food. They've got little games going on. Most of them are rigged. Food, or like comparing crops, livestock. It's just a time to get together and celebrate a good harvest.
Do any of the games have food as a reward or money?
Yeah, probably one of them is offering like a bag of kettle corn the size of your entire body
I'm playing
as a
it.
reward. And it's basically one of those strongman ones where you got to hit the bell.
Oh, I'm playing it.
Roll me a strength check, baby.
Strength, or if am I hitting the bell, like punch it?
You're doing the thing where you take the hammer and you mallet it onto it.
Okay, that's not gonna be as interesting.
Yeah, you can't punch it.
Could I add a hammer? Yeah, see, lame. I missed completely.
Yeah, you like smack into the ground, and the lady who's running it just kind of like puts her hand on her forehead and is like, I'll give you one more try because that was sad.
No, and I just chuck it up. Like, no, I just like chuck it behind me. No good at weapons. I'm not a weapon kind of guy. Even though it's a small toy hammer.
It's your namesake.
I could drop kick it.
Uriel's like, beep. It gets like just barely off the ground. He's like,
Can I drop
oh,
kick
now
it?
I feel bad. What did you say?
Can I drop kick it?
I mean, you can.
It'll destroy it. We're not doing that.
Do I see Hammer trying to do this?
I already swung once, and I was like, no, I'm no good at weapons.
I fall up behind and I try it.
I just completely missed. There's no outshining me because I can't hit the thing.
I'll go a little higher.
You get about halfway. You still make the elf.
Do I notice these fools doing this?
Yeah, you were like, why'd they fall behind? Oh.
I just need one.
I approach and I say, "Is there a particular reason you're doing this?"
I'm getting kind of hungry. Kind of wanted some.
That yummy bag of corn.
I look at them. Yeah, I look at them. I roll my eyes. I pick up the hammer and I slam it as hard as I can.
Oh my god!
You break
slammed the
it.
bell right off.
Yeah,
The bell goes sailing away,
dice
And then-
gods, you have given me a moment.
and like off in the distance, like everyone's like stunned, silent, and then we hear off in the distance. Ah!
Yeah, I was hoping.
I look at the
Through this pellet man!
I look at the lady running the stand. It's a lady, right?
Yeah.
I look at the lady and I say, "I demand recompense."
Here. She hands you the giant bag of kettle corn.
I take the kettle corn, I look at it, and I hand it to them. I
Yes.
don't want it. I don't want it at all. And I'm like, "Come, we have work to do." And then just start taking back off to the tent.
I'm just carrying it on my back so the gnome can get into it.
Oh, the gnome and the elf.
Oh, and the elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just chomping away on some really nice kettle corn.
Haven't eaten them dice.
Oh, and I offer you guys donuts.
Oh yeah, like the elf tries one and kind of makes that face like, oh, you're way too sweet.
Yeah, same here.
Mm-hmm.
What is the sweet?
He's like, oh, that's way too sweet.
I thought this
I'm
was
used to-
bread.
It's not
I'm
sweet
used to-
enough.
I love
I'm
this
used to
gnome.
eating roots. Whatever I can scavenge out in Mother Nature.
Right.
Sugarcane. Yeah, you can scavenge some sugarcane. Then you get used to it.
Just rolls his eyes, and it's about this time that you guys actually get to the tent. Wolfgar, obviously, you get there first, and half-orcs aren't uncommon, but one that looks like you and has the kind of general air of displeasure as you.
I'm
Is the
wearing.
kind-
I'm still wearing my northern style. I'm covered
Yeah.
head to toe in like monster.
Yeah,
I just realized none of us are wearing armor, so we do not look like adventurers.
Yeah.
the elf is. He's wearing
Oh, one of
leather
those.
armor,
Eh.
studded leather.
I just have robes.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, like these people see you striding towards this place with your long strides,
Mhm.
and you don't ever look happy.
Yeah.
You have like the half orc version of RBF,
Uh-huh.
and they're just like, yep, and turn and start walking the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, I walk in and the first person that I see is not a child again. I walk up to and I say,
What do you want?
"Hey, it's Scrump."
Yep.
I look down at him, glowering in disgust.
And he
Say-
glowers in disgust up at you.
"I'm looking for Jared Prance. You will point me to him."
Give me copper.
I look at him and I make an even bigger glower, and I'm actually going to make an intimidation. I know the DC is going to be way too high because Scrump's too dumb to be intimidated, but yeah, it's
he
not
just
very
glowers
intimidating.
back up at you. He's like, yeah, you ain't worth it. Eat that way. Scrump nose. And then he like whispers, Scrump nose thanks. And then
Thanks.
nods.
Yeah, I nod back. We don't even. This is a man who speaks my language in a way. And I turn on heel and start walking towards whoever he pointed out.
Yeah, it's over by this pen where they're
Mm-hmm.
and it's this pretty handsome man. He's got like a pretty nice clothes on. He's got a big old badge on that says judge. And he's like, feeling the consistency of the wool of one of the sheep. It's just going meh every time he touches it. But he sees you coming, this horrifying monster hunter half orc from the frigid north,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, do I owe you money?
No, but you will soon.
That's threatening.
I do not come in threat. I come because I have heard there is a giant here to take care of that problem.
Oh, he immediately brightens. I was like, you mean that bleeding hill giant? Oh, Garrett, be praised. We've been trying to get rid of that thing forever.
Where is it located and what is the payment?
And he's like, well, first thing I need to know, are you going in alone or are you going in with others?
I peek my head around him. Oh, with him?
He sees
I wave.
you, the gnome, and he's like, 7. Well,
7?
not my... The 7.
Oh.
Oh,
The 7
okay.
prime.
Gotcha.
It's
He
like,
says there are 4. He doesn't
Mm.
understand the 7 prime, so
He's
he
like-
goes, no, there are 4 of us.
ha ha ha, very smart. Smart ass. 4 of you gonna get yourself killed, but if you do make it back, 100 gold each.
100 gold each.
200.
200 gold each. This is
Each.
acceptable payment.
Ching.
He's like, this is
Wait.
acceptable payment.
I'm not hearing James at all.
You're cutting
Uh,
out.
Get closer.
No, it's from my laptop.
Yeah, I know that your laptop, James, at all. You might need to reconnect to your phone or
Yeah.
something. We'll get that sorted.
That's me.
But yeah, it says 200 gold pieces each sounds like an amicable recompense. And I like turn around and I'm like, does this sound good to all of you?
Just nod.
I have no need for money.
He says, I will never balk at payment, though I understand what you mean and agree. And he turns and says, very well, we will take upon this contract. Where was the last time that you had seen, or where was the last place you had seen this giant? When?
The giant lives in the hills, southwest of here. Won't be too far out of town. If you're unlucky or lucky, you'll hear it before you see it.
Says, excellent. I thank you. We will be back with the giant's head soon.
God's willing.
Uh,
And he just goes back to judging sheep.
yeah, I don't have any more reason to be at this carnival, this fair. I'm leaving.
Oh yeah, there is a question, Wolfgar. Are you scared of clowns?
Nah. Wolfgar doesn't afraid of anything except for things that are way more like the only thing that could potentially scare Wolfgar is either a spell that creates fear or something that can threaten like something that can well no, he doesn't even really fear death. Kind of welcomes it. But I don't know, there's very few things. We'll find what they are.
Darn. Anyway, do you guys do any preparations?
I'll meditate a bit.
Yeah, and Ariel is going to meditate to prepare his spells.
Wolfgar gives his dog some extra food. We're about to hunt. No, he doesn't. He doesn't feed his dog. He wants him hungry. He does, however, give some extra food to his horse. That he has energy.
Got a lot of energy.
I come up to Wolfgar's dog and go, hey, pretty puppy.
Oh, it growls immediately, and Wolfgar's like, "Fark, heel." And the dog, or he probably says something in like gutter common, like his old tribal. And the dog still eyes you hungrily, but isn't looking at you anymore. it's more wolf than dog, I'd say.
Well, when Wolfgar's back's turned, it's like, you hungry? Here, have a donut.
You're gonna kill my dog.
The dog is going. You're smart enough to know that will make the dog very sick.
Let's still give the dog a donut.
You're making Varg sick.
Roll a fortitude save on Varg.
Oh god.
Just roll a 1d20 and for now.
I think Varg has a fortitude. Wait, I have his stats on my character sheet. Give me 1 sec. So Varg has a bonus to con. So that would end up being. He has a +2 on con, so +2 on that fortitude save.
Gotta get him trained in that.
Alright.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna have some bad poops later, but
You can just poop on top
Southern
of the
folk. Always ruining my perfect regimen.
Southern, I'm from the Midlands.
You're
you're
southern
south
to
of
me.
him.
Yeah.
I'm north of everybody else.
Mm. Yeah. Who's more north, though? That's my question.
What is north?
You know, north is just a social construct, if we're being real.
What are rules?
Listen here, you flat earther.
Ha ha ha.
Well, I was just getting into some Zinchian bullshit, but
Yeah.
Anyway.
all right. I guess you guys are gonna head out.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't see any reason why not.
All right, you guys. Let me actually put you back over on the right map. Sorry, I didn't switch back over. You guys come back from the fair. You probably cross at the northern side so that you can go back through Apple Bridge. Do you have any stops you want to do in town before you leave?
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, I've already spent all my money.
All right. Well, the way he directed you, you're going to head south through South Quarter
Mhm.
and a little bit of Cabbage Shade. Man, this random generator made some really good for this town, but still some really weird names.
Yeah, yeah.
They work, but who the fuck named something Cabbage Shade?
Random generator?
Not people. But yeah, head south, and eventually you start getting out of the more packed earth and actually maintained road, and you're getting off into more loose gravel and dirt. Occasionally there's a thicket of trees here and there, but everything is very short, very sporadic here. It's mostly plainslands, but a couple hours walk, you start making toward you start seeing the hills that were mentioned. They're a little off to the west from the road. Think it might be another hour's walk before you start getting into the foothills. Are you guys doing anything in particular on the walk?
I'd like to make a survival check to track this.
All right, you are going to move at a reduced speed.
I will aid you.
Yeah, that's fine by me. I don't mind. Because we only have one purpose anyway, so.
Let me see.
Give me 1
How
second.
does aid work? I know it's different.
There we go. That's a pretty good roll. And we're
That's good.
We're waiting for Daniel to aid me, though.
I think it's just
Aid
a
me.
flat bonus. Probably like +2.
Yeah.
Forward.
Oh, yeah. So
'Cause-
you don't even have to roll for aid,
Yeah.
right? Oh, okay, then yeah. So then.
Because there's a feat that gives you like a +4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find some very trampled branches,
Mm-hmm.
some snapped shrubs, like an entire shrub just flattened,
Yeah.
and some heavy but old footprints going off towards the hills.
Right.
I mean, do you relay that information?
Oh, of course, yeah. Wolfgar probably kneels down at one of the prints, picks up the dirt, smells it, you know, that typical
Oh.
movie stereotype, leans back and goes, "We're not far."
Oh, I do roll, and then what I get determines how much you.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a plus.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I still passed the DC though. But yeah, I relay that to the party.
All right. You guys start making your way there then. And it isn't too long before you actually come across, like, you're now in the hills. So things are a lot hillier than. You're in the hills. Things are hilly.
Yeah.
You come across the giant's lair, or so it seems. There's some things that give it away. There's a cairn outside that's got a lot of cow hides and skulls on or around it.
Does this seem like the kind of place a giant lives?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big cave.
I look and I say, "It appears that we found our target."
Uriel and Fern are listening very quietly. I don't hear anything.
looks like a.
That sounds like it's for me to make a perception check. That was a shitty roll and a good stat.
Uh-huh.
Why am I?
Well, the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
the more you listen, the more you're like, he's right. There's really nothing here.
All right. Wolfgar says, "Stand behind me. I'll enter the cave." And he has dark vision, so he's gonna draw his trident and start towards the cave.
And that's when you're attacked by skeleton warriors. Not really. But you get into the cave and it's not very deep, but it looks like it's been roughly carved out of this hill.
Right.
And then you'd almost call it like someone was trying to support the thing, but they did a pretty shitty job at it. And it's just a mess in here. It smells, man.
Right.
It smells. You get in there, and there's old carcasses with still little bits of moldering meat on them. But the most interesting thing to you is there's a big chest in the back of the cave.
Gar's more interested in finding where this giant is. He didn't give a shit about the chest. He'll point it out and say, "The chest in the back."
Is anyone going to look at the chest? Look at the chest, damn it!
We have a gnome for that.
I'm not a thief.
Oh,
That
I
would be a
thought gnome.
halfling. No, you're thinking halflings. That's
I
why
know.
Lord of the Rings is the most imbalanced party ever. It's 4 rogues, 2 rangers, a fighter, and a wizard.
Heh.
No healer.
No healer. No wonder they had to make so many heals.
Yeah, they just had to always stop and have their long rest.
Yeah.
I'll go look at the chest.
All right. The chest appears to be locked. If you have a way to open it, like a knock, or just want to try with like a bobby pin.
I can break it open if you
I was
want
like, I
me
look
to.
back.
How about acid to the
lock?
lock?
Oh, acid would work. You might damage something on the inside. I would just need a basic d20, like a luck roll.
Well, I'm thinking my acid splash.
Yeah, you can definitely go for that there, acidy splashity.
Well, I think 29 hits.
Yeah, and 7 damage. It's enough to break the lock, but it really doesn't do anything to the stuff inside. You do hear the...
That should do it.
I'm
Pop
gonna
open the lid.
watch. I'm gonna watch the entrance of the cave. By the way, just to be.
All right. Okay, when you open the chest, make me a... Like, when you pull up the lid to the chest. Actually, how do you open the chest?
I'd probably push it up and open with my quarterstaff.
How far away are you?
Probably about 5 feet.
Make me a reflex save.
That's
the DM has...
chest in there. Ooh.
Ooh, nice. A bag of holding lurches out of this chest. And as it starts to head for you, you dodge out of the way, and that's when you see nails and salt falling out of it.
This is a mimic of holding?
Fun.
No, it was someone put a bag of holding in there full of nails and salt so
Who
that
did
it would...
that? It's not like the giant could do that.
He probably just got this chest. He probably never opened it.
That's fair.
I almost started with a bag of.
I was gonna say, whoever made this trap was a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. But it's a
Trap
bag
master.
of holding.
Yeah, it's bag of holding. Just gonna have to empty out all the rusty nails.
Is there anything else in the chest?
I start dumping
There is a dungeon... is that in here? Dungeoneer's kit?
No.
This is what I get for not looking at the equipment.
Tisk, tisk.
Tisk indeed.
It's a new system. Cut me some slack.
I've read through the whole book. That's because I have no life right now. But read through
Yeah, and
the
I have to
whole
take care of
book.
a baby.
Hehehe.
Yeah, it's
Well, trading, at
definitely...
least a social contact for me at this.
Closest thing would be the adventurer's kit.
Yeah, an adventurer's kit and a set of padded armor, and then the bag of holding.
I have no use for any of that. I already have an adventure kit. Of course, it does give us more rope, though.
I just have the robes on my back.
Yeah. An adventurer's kit is bulk. Let me see. It is a bulk 2 item, so you know.
Huh. We're not doing that again.
Her.
Oh god, we've done it again.
Yes, we did.
Roll me a perception check since you're at the front.
Mike.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, I can definitely do that.
While he's doing that, I'm doing this.
9. Read aura.
Yes. Is that padded armor magical?
It is. Okay, so that's basically like detect magic. So all you really know is, yes, it is magic. But you don't know what.
Stuff it in the bag of holding. Stuff the adventurer's kit in the bag of holding.
Before or after you empty out all the nails and salt.
Oh, I empty out all the nails and salt. That's just a bad joke.
They had filled the entire thing.
That is a horrible joke.
So that's a 5x5 bag, or a 5x5 cubic foot thing.
It's like bulk 12. It's worse.
Wow, 12 bulk of salt and rusty nails.
Bag of... Yeah,
This person was committed
What a
The
dick.
dropping his. Yeah, I agree with you.
with something that probably wouldn't even kill anybody. But it's just like, wow,
They
dick.
get real sick.
Yeah, they're gonna get
So
tetanus.
15 minutes later, after emptying the bag, I stuffed the other stuff in.
Worthgar, it's really quiet outside. There's no more birds.
Yeah, 25
Ah.
bulk.
What do I... Okay, let me make an occult check. See what I know about there's no more birds. Like, that sounds like something occult could help me be like,
Well,
why is nature stopping?
There were birds, but then it was like beep beep.
Okay. What does that tell me?
It all went quiet.
I'm gonna do this
It all
anyway.
went quiet.
Just, does it seem like it's a magical sort of
No.
thing? An occult thing? Okay. It got very quiet. I'm going to stay very,
Yeah.
very... Oh, I can also make a nature check.
Yeah, Ariel is like, everything left. Hide.
Must mean the
Yeah,
truck's coming back.
I'm gonna get in this cave and I'm gonna make a stealth check. That's awful. Stop rolling sub 10.
Ariel and his Leshy buddy are going to go into the cave, and he's going to cast Meld into Stone.
How big of a chest was it?
You could fit in there.
There, even Fuzzy Boo was better
I
than
climb into the chest and
Barbarian.
lower the lid down.
Happens.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
I'm like hiding behind a wall with my trident drawn.
Hiding in a
the
chest.
wall is not big enough to hide you or something.
Yeah, something like that.
It breaks up your outline, but
Mhm.
all right, let me open my book and get to the giant.
Yay!
Fee fi fo fum fucks.
All right.
Fo-fum.
Are you ready for me to wipe the with a giant? That's what I do.
They
I'm
are
still
challenge
saying
rating
we can
7.
grapple a leg and start spinning them around and slam them into walls together.
Ah!
I
running
was
strength.
well. I have a different thing I do with my grapple. I'm a shark man, so I bite them.
I could have gone that. I could have gone the wolf.
Yeah.
There's like bite attacks.
Uh huh.
It's my hand. So it's like
Everyone
bite,
in the party is just biting.
Yeah. Everyone bites the fucking thing.
Everyone
Ow,
bites us.
that's mean.
Stop it.
Yeah, this thing, you hear the thump, thump as its footsteps approach, and it like throws down a dead horse, and then just walks in the cave and is like, so I'm gonna roll its perception. Let me see what its perception is. Senses. Plus 13, nice.
Jesus. I was gonna say, I imagine like my lower stealth, I'm probably lifting up the lid of the chest slightly, looking at.
Yeah, you guys are.
It's made all of us except for the druid.
Yeah,
The druid's in the stone. I think he gets a
yeah, the
bonus.
druid is in the stone.
Yeah.
This thing's just like, "Roar, me house,
Yeah.
and it just draws its great club and starts smacking the ground.
I'm just gonna roll initiative. I know what's coming.
Yeah, it's initiative time, me buckos. Let me real quickly make a real rough shot map.
Man, I rolled a fucking 3, man. Barb is going last. Oh, I get to roll for my dog though.
Yes.
Bork, bork.
Yeah.
Bork.
About to get fucking massacred.
Oh shit! I need
I'm about to skedaddle the fuck out of here.
Yep. 12. Varg is moving after his owner even.
I think actually companions and stuff take their action because make them do stuff. You use an action to command them,
Oh.
and they get their 2 actions.
Actually,
So
I need
they actually they share your.
I
initiative.
need tokens.
Oh, I need to put my picture.
Real quick, I need a token from y'alls
Yeah,
that
give
don't
me a
have
second.
one.
Give me a second.
Uh,
Da-da-da.
You know what? I'm gonna be a Harbinger's coming in.
Whoop.
All I have ready right now.
That's fine.
Alright.
I just have to remember that's me.
I was
You were at
probably
the-
over like here or something.
Where's the chest?
The chest was in the backpack. In fact, make yourself a 2x2 because I made this thing way too big.
We can't
We
grow
can
our
do that.
token.
Oh.
Make us 2x2 GM.
Yeah, get with
Make
it.
my monsters
I was
grow!
about to- yeah, I was about to say-
Just leave my badger that size because that's about
Yeah.
how big it would.
I was about
Magic
to say
wand!
the huge cavern, which makes
So
sense.
each of these, 2x2 square is 5 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I made this way too.
Look how tiny he is.
Me smash!
Actually, gnome. Chris, are you small as a gnome?
Chris?
Or
Chris.
Brian, sorry.
Who's Chris?
Shut
Yeah,
up.
gnomes are actually small.
Yeah, so you'd be a smaller.
You'd still
Don't
occupy
they?
5 by
Yeah,
5.
they still occupy.
Oh,
The-
Yeah.
It's tiny. That can have 4 in one. I
Mhm.
forgot.
Okay, now I can actually add turns for everybody. My bad.
Also, Brian, your familiar companion goes on your turn, so you don't need to worry
Oh,
about
okay.
initiative.
Oh.
I was looking
Fuzzy
at
Boo
that.
does not need initiative.
Yeah, it's for your companions and familiars to take actions, you do have to use one action to
Mhm.
command an animal or command a familiar. Then they get their 2 actions.
Yeah.
What did you roll? 27? Wolfgar rolled a 16.
Here you go. First.
And the giant rolls. What's its initiative bonus?
Not want it.
Guess it's just its dex or wisdom? I don't fucking know. And then we will descending. All right, so Druid pops out of the wall, is going to immediately cast lightning bolt.
Mhm.
Lightning bolt at the giant. So the giant needs to make a reflex save. What's its reflex bonus? He succeeds his reflex save, but he still takes half damage. Takes 16 damage. So yeah, Uriel just like emerges from the wall. Like at first it almost looks like a statue trying to claw its way out, and then he just pops out. He's not going to bring his Leshy because I forgot to give it stat. And just is like, nature's wrath upon you. And just it manages to like much more nimbly than you would think something this big could do, step off to the side, but still takes a bit of the lightning strikes it. So it's your turn, Hammer.
Right. Okay, I'm going to use. Well, how about the chest, landing and dragons, and then I'm gonna use my flying kick, which is 2 actions. So I stride and leap. I'll attempt a high jump. I think it's DC 20. What was it? Sorry, it was weird. I was trying to look at it earlier.
No, I understand. It's getting used to the new character sheets.
Oh, here we go. High jump is athletics. Okay, good. I was like, I hope it's athletics. That's all I have.
You say you needed a 20.
Yeah, so I think at that point, let me keep going to where it says high jump. Because it's kind of weird on how it works. Okay, so I leap normally on a failure. Success is increase your vertical distance 5, and critical is to 8 feet. Oh well. So I leap normally.
So where do you land?
Oh, it's a flying kick. So what I do is I'm gonna land right here and do my first kick.
I'll kick him in the dick. You hit him
10.
for 10 more damage. Kick him directly in his shin.
Second kick as I land.
Oh, that was in the air. You probably like kick him in the face.
No, I can't jump that high. It's literally a leap.
That does not hit.
But 23 does not hit.
No.
All right. That's the flying kick is 2 actions. Second attack is 1, so that's it.
All right. Dorsey. Big scary giant.
Okay, I definitely move out of the way so I don't have the dwarf within line of this.
Yay! Lightning bolts!
There's just lightning cracking across the chamber.
Where's Fireball?
Ha.
Ooh, he doesn't say.
He takes the 25.
It is his turn, and he's just going to fucking swing with his great club at the dwarf. Let's see, what does he get? 19. And I think it shoves you back when it hits you.
Nothing now. Oof. That hits. I don't know why Ariel.
It's because that's what I named myself, so just go with it. Yeah. Did the least damage he could.
Nice.
This giant just like and like slams its great club into you. Oh, me
So do I
back.
make like a fortitude save? Or do I just
No,
get knocked back?
let me look it up. It should be in weapons because it's a weapon property. Equipment. Okay. Da, 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 da. Where are all these things? Don't care about that. I don't care. Okay, here we go. Shove. You can use this weapon to shove with the athletic skill even if you don't have a free hand. This uses the weapon's reach. It adds the weapon's attack bonus to attack rolls as an item bonus. If you critically fail a check to shove using the weapon, you drop the weapon. Oh, you can drop the weapon to take the effects of a failure instead of a critical failure.
So
That's probably what
you
it'll.
have to take a shove action, yeah.
Well, that's probably what it'll do with his second one. Because can't you do like 3 actions in this?
Yeah, you have 3 actions, and each attack gets a -5. So
So
splitting
this
them
would
up usually
be
does.
-5. So
Well, no, if he's just shoving and not attacking, then
I don't think it does damage.
yeah, he doesn't do a minus.
Yeah, but he shoves you 10 feet.
He definitely got there.
And then he's going to see 10 feet. I think he can actually, yeah, he can reach you, Wolfgar.
Bring it.
Barely. He's gonna turn and fucking
Oh, I
swing
have to
his
make it. Sorry.
club at you. Oh, he barely misses.
Oh yeah, he misses.
You
and
like
he's
just
only played into my hands.
you like barely take a half step back where the ground where he would have been is just smashed by this great club made of like the entire trunk of a tree.
You know, I'm not gonna use my dog for this. Giant is a bad use of my dog. Yeah, Wolfgar takes a step back definitely, and like we see Wolfgar just kind of like take his trident and like slam it onto the ground as his head grows into a longer shape. Does the fucking Animorphs thing where his fucking teeth grow super fucking big. And you just see a motherfucking shark man in front of you now. So that's fun. Yeah. You just hear and he's going to sprint up here and he is going to try and disarm this gentleman.
All right,
with
that
his
is.
teeth.
What is that a save against?
That is a save against.
Oh, I'm right here, actually.
Please help. I did not do my
Disarm.
homework.
You
Where
make
the
an
fuck
athletics
did I
check,
Uh-huh.
and he makes a reflex DC save, which is going to 10 plus your athletics.
Okay.
There you go.
God damn it, man. Well, he has to make
So
a
it's a
25.
reflex.
No, it's that's just a critical failure.
Damn it. So I just failed.
Critical failure, you lose your balance but until the start of your next.
I technically still don't count as flat-footed, though, because of my barbarian ability.
Oh,
Okay, so
then, yeah, you
he
just-
doesn't
you
need to
just
roll.
got-
Yeah, well, how do I attack?
You have 2 more actions.
yeah.
Disarm's an action, so.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just try it again. There we go. Beat a 41, bitch.
Well, your DC is 10 plus 14, so 24. It's kind of weird.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
your-
Yeah, every skill has a DC in this
So
one.
I still succeeded, though?
Reflex?
Yeah, so you're probably gonna critically.
Damn. You take away his you take away his toy.
Yeah, I fucking, like, take it, bite it with my teeth, whip my head to the side, tossing it away. Now, I get one more thing. You know what that one thing is gonna be? A bite.
Gonna bite
Bite
him.
grapple.
Bite him. Nom nom nom.
I'm bite grappling him. Come on, make the rolls. Are you hiding things behind my screen? No, you're not. It's not making the rolls, James. What am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong?
Oh, you
here?
made a critical.
Yeah! There we go. So just take that first one, because that first one has all the macros, and I clicked the other things because I was like, what is
20
that?
damage.
Yeah, so that's 30 damage total.
No,
Piercing.
you only take the where it
Oh,
says
you only
critical
take the
damage.
critical damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 20 damage, and he now has to fight against being grappled.
All right.
So I make a athletics check again?
Think so, but isn't that on his turn?
Well, no, he has to attempt to grapple.
Oh.
So, yeah, you make an athletics against their fortitude.
Fortitude.
I think you're right. I think it is your roll plus their against their fortitude save. It's,
I beat him.
yeah.
Yeah, he's grappled.
Yeah, so I just, like, Wolfgar goes full shark mode, sprints over, gets batted away, and then comes back, rips the thing out of his hand, and then grabs onto his fucking leg with his giant shark teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I made Wolfgar for.
You know, seeing that he's, you've now made every spell a lot more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
What would he do? Let me look at Uriel's spells real quick.
Oh, he can fucking shock me all he wants. I've got pretty good resistances because I'm raging.
I want to see what else he has.
And my HP is 80.
Well, he can do 48 damage
That's
in
fair.
one hit.
I
If he
will
like
go right-
maxes out. Sorry. Let me real quick. So he gets up to third levels. Nah, that's not. Sorry.
You're fine. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, there's so many spells because he technically knows them all.
Still trying to figure out this DC thing.
Yeah, he'll use. See which he can conjure at this level. Here it comes, boys. We're all gonna start summoning. Isn't that right, Brian?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. S. S. Sorry, folks. This is the problem with learning a new system is you don't know a whole lot.
Yeah, we're working through some of the rough patches, but we are still working, and that's the important thing.
Okay, so he's going to actually summon this at a 3rd level spell, so he can summon something with rating 3. So he's going to use summon plant or fungus. Let's see.
Is the
Brian,
3rd
in the
level?
back?
That brings
Yeah.
up a level 2.
Oh.
Creature.
Level 2 creature. Is there a thing in the back where I can just be like, where are... Okay, yeah. Where are all of the level 2s?
You can go creature by type or creature
Fungus
by level.
Lechy. See. I think that's the only 2. Damn, it is. Or no, yeah, just... yeah, because it's summon plant. So yeah, he just summons the fucking fungus Lechy. Let me get a picture of a mushroom.
Woo!
Find one that even remotely looks like a thing.
What's a mic in it? Is that the mushroom things? No, it's not. I was hoping that that was a mushroom thing from, not Path of Exile. What's that first-person one with the 4 players?
No. Well, fuck, now I need to look it up.
I've derailed combat. Look at me. I'm great at this.
No, because it's one of those things where Legend of Grimrock.
Thank you. Legend of Grimrock 2.
Oh,
Let me look at its stats real
good one.
quick.
it is.
Look at my stats. Yeah, he's just gonna summon this Lechy, which is just gonna sit there for a little bit. Because I think it has to... Can it act immediately? Don't think it can. Oh god, look up fungus lechy. This thing is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
All lecchies are.
What does it do?
Let's see. It's got a poison. Can use spore cloud. Verdant burst. This is where it can heal itself. Yeah, I think it can go on its turn. Like we go together. We go together.
Yeah, they go together.
Yep.
Boop. 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 And it's in range. Let me read Spore Cloud real quick. No, he's not going to do that with his master right there. Because everyone gets hit with it. So it's just going to attack,
Mm-hmm.
scratch at it,
Yeah.
miss.
Cool. Rolls a nat 1. As you do.
Wait, he doesn't move. He can move 30 feet, so he can move up to there.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that elves.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to attack with his falch. Nope. Damn, this thing is not letting... none of us are rolling super well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this thing just starts scratching at it, but just can't get through this thing's thick hide. And it manages to bat away Uriel's falchion just on sheer instinct as it hears him running up. But he's going to use his last action to raise his shield. It's your turn, Hammer.
Hammer.
Stop. Hammer time.
We're gonna do the same thing. Fly. Oh, so I'll make
The dwarf that thought he could fly. Wah, wah, wah.
We are all rolling ones. This is concerning.
Mm-hmm. You kind of flat-footed now, don't you?
I think it's very slow. Actually, high jumps. I want to kick him in the face, but it's not working too well. Witness so far. High jump. Okay. They don't leap at all.
Yeah.
You fall prone. You're
Splat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's now your turn, Dorsey.
no. I still have
Oh.
action.
I thought that was like,
You
fell flat. It ruins your turn. Goodbye.
That means I ran 10 feet, fell. Because I have to run 10 feet to try to.
Yeah.
So. Action.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, yeah, that's my. Cool. Thanks, Roll. You're
Dorsey.
Yeah.
good out.
Kill it.
Ooh.
Can I have a suit of armor out there, please?
Magic armor.
Hmm.
Suit of armor. Ha ha!
And place it like here.
Have a thief, I'll fiend.
And then it attacks with its glaive.
Nice.
Ah. This thing's like, oh fuck, this isn't D&D. Summons.
28 hit
That
it.
hits. Although you guys did do the smart thing and didn't let it just sit there and throw rocks.
Mm-hmm.
For 5 damage.
For 8 damage.
8. Sorry, misread that.
Oof! He takes another owie.
That's it.
All right, it's its turn, and if I'm correct, it has to fight your grapple again.
Yes, it does.
Just as a note for our druid friend, it takes 3 actions to do a summon spell.
Okay, my bad. At least his spell, like his, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, I just know. I just reading my spells like, oh yeah, it's 3 actions.
That makes sense.
So what do we do here? He has to make a save based on it, or
Escape. So it's a acrobatics check.
he has to
Ooh,
make
acrobatics.
Ha ha ha.
It's against
Oh,
your
fuck.
athletics. Which that is the 10. I think when you're contesting,
Uh-huh.
like breaking is going to team. That's your. So it's 24.
Right.
24?
Yeah.
Ah.
Urgh!
Well, it
Just
breaks out of the grapple.
Manages to rip
Does that
you
take
off
an
his
action?
leg.
It does.
So that's one of his actions. Fucking up his action economy.
He's going to use his other action to pick up his weapon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's going to use his special ability, because now he's got his great club back, he can do it. G for Joyance. Where is it? Wide swing. Strike and compares the attack roll result to the ACs of 2 foes within its reach. Slash roll 1d20 plus 19. So that is going to be against Wolfgar and the dwarf, because you guys have actually like bothered him in melee range.
Yep, but little does he know I have damage. Fuck him.
So does that hit both of you?
That does hit
What
me.
is it?
22.
Yeah.
It does.
2010 plus. For 23 damage.
That's just. Do we round up or down?
Let's round up.
Okay. So let's see here. That means 5. Current is
What was the damage?
23.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the prone condition. Are you kidding? There is 500 results. Condition.
You're not prone right now.
Oh no, you're right. I was.
You stood up.
Yep.
So
Good,
you
I
just
don't
take the
have to do that.
damage.
I did all this research and I still.
Shit's hard, yo. It's your turn, Wolfgar. He just smacked you.
Yeah. I'm pissed about it. Let me see. Well, I suppose I'll just do the same thing I did last time. First, I'm gonna try to disarm him. So make that athletics check.
Against a reflex.
Gar, yeah, against a reflex. Wolfgar, you can do better than that. Because I
He's
rolled.
like, no.
All right, let me try one more time. There we go. That's a little bit better.
Hey, you got it.
Yay! So I've disarmed him. Now you know
You
what's
two are
coming
just
next.
fucking each other's economy.
Yeah.
Oh, you grapple him.
Yep.
Takes the
No.
13 damage.
Yep. Now he has to make an acrobatics to try and get out of it.
2 plus acrobatics. He doesn't have any acrobatics, so. Oh no,
So
is it
just be a
reflex?
Flat dex at that point.
So D20.
Yeah, he can't. He couldn't.
Yeah. So yeah, I have grappled him again and 13 damage.
All right,
I
our
don't give a fuck.
Druid Friend is going to use an action to take a 5-foot step back, like that. Yeah, he's just going to lightning bolt like that. So it'll only hit the giant. So he has to make a reflex save. Fuck. He still takes damage. 25, so that make it 13 damage. Yeah. Man, that one.
Mhm.
Yeah. It probably singes you guys a little bit, but not enough to do damage.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. Then he's going to raise his shield again and fight defensively. And then the Myconid, or
Ha ha ha.
Myconid, the Lechy is going to try and beat him up using its, hold on, plus 10. Didn't hit. Didn't hit. Didn't hit. Well, at least it's trying. It's your turn, dwarf. Does not hit.
Ooh.
Second attack.
Definitely doesn't hit.
Ooh.
Third attack. God, it just gets worse. Earlier when I was just testing this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's actually -8 because I
Okay. Wizard.
Okay, one action to sustain the construct, so it will
Oh, that'll be what he
attack.
did his third action then. He didn't raise his shield or fight defensive.
Yeah.
To sustain his.
All right. Let's do this.
I rolled a 9, 3.
I take it that misses.
Yep.
We need to get someone on the other side of him.
Okay, and
He does take a
then
-2 to the armor. Because the armor and the mic are plenty. But
You mean
Yeah.
from the Leshy?
actually, whatever.
yeah, Delushi. And then how close is he?
To you? Yeah, like probably 15
Oh, he's in
feet.
range.
Oh, definitely. For most spells. Produce flame. It does miss.
I'm going to use my only hero point to reroll that.
All right.
Wait, we get hero points?
Yes, we do.
With the -2, that still misses.
How many hero points do we get?
Technically,
You start with one
All
every
right.
session.
Good to know.
It's up to James if he gives us more through it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Make your roll to see if he can break out of your grapple.
Wait,
it's just your roll.
you make the roll,
Oh,
which is 24. You do break out of the grapple,
picks up his weapon,
so
Two
that's
actions.
2 actions.
swings at you guys again.
Yeah,
He's like, second verse, same as the first.
that's what my last turn was.
Ah!
He does hit, and again, I have resistance. I still
For
got
20 damage.
Oh my god, this is wrecking me.
10 more damage off of my sheet. 58.
That's his turn. It's your turn.
All right, so James, can you guess what I'm going to do?
You're gonna grapple him.
I'm gonna disarm him. Bitch.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Okay. He gets to
So-
roll against an 18.
Plus.
Okay. Let's try and disarm him again. 21.
God,
Hey!
this deja vu.
Uh-huh.
I've been in this place before.
And I do 6 points of damage, and he has to try and beat my motherfucking grapple check.
He can't.
He can't. Oh, yeah. So, hey, I did 6 more damage to him, and he's grappled again.
He's like, what
We're
the
just
fuck?
going the fuck at it.
it.
It's the same action economy each fucking time.
Yeah, you guys are just having a fucking wrestle match.
Yeah. Wolfgar, I'd like to imagine that Wolfgar's like biting roughly the same area and just like tearing that area into mince.
Oh yeah, like you guys have just turned the ground there into like just upturned dust and mud.
Yeah. What's next?
The druid is going to cast. Wait, something wrong?
You're good. I did it dumb. Continue.
He's actually going to use a second level slot to use heal.
On the giant to expand this further.
Because the DM hates you.
A turncoat.
a turncoat. He has gone against us. So this is for you, Mr. Dwarf. Increases healer to 2. Oh, and he's going to use the 2-action version. So that means he gets another. $24 hit points back.
Desperately.
That's his turn. And
Alright.
that does mean.
Let's try this. I'd go into mountain stance, but it's only a 1 bonus AC. So way above my. I could also grapple him, make him 2 grapple.
That's true. You could grapple his other leg.
Are you guys just going to hug him to death?
You
I
could
could've-
just kick the shit out of
I
him.
think that's what Wolfgar's doing.
Wolfgar, I'm not hugging. I'm hugging with my teeth.
Same thing.
Titan wrestling. There's something I thought I had, or I could have gotten that when I grapple thing. I'm not using flurry of blows. Why am I not using?
Why are you not using Flurry of
Why
Blows?
are you not using Flurry of
Yeah,
Blows?
why aren't you using Fury of Blows?
Okay, guys.
You know, I assume it's because it's a new system.
Yeah. Let's do.
Why aren't you using Fireball?
a Dragon Tail?
Don't
Because I don't have Fireball, I have Lightning Bolt. It's a better
need-
spell.
I have both.
And then
Yeah, that hits
second
for
attack,
15. That doesn't
completely
hit.
misses. Third attack completely
Doesn't
misses.
hit.
Fourth attack.
Super misses.
That one's
Oh, you-
actually a
50.
-8, but it's still. I can't roll above a 10. Like I'm rolling all that one roll. That's a 4, a 3, and a fucking
Huh.
4, 6, and 3.
Yeah, what is this RNG?
It is not.
All right, go, our lovely little gnome. Kick ass.
Okay. Action to sustain, an action to cast Augment Summoning. Attack.
All right.
I can roll high when I
Oh,
roll
wait.
high.
Hey, James, you know what I haven't been factoring in?
What?
That giant should have 6 extra damage on him because I get a +2 to my damage for being
Ah.
raging.
Oh,
6
yes.
extra damage, so
Yes.
34.
Okay, so Construct Miss.
Yep. Giant's turn.
And then my last action, I'm just moving.
He gets out.
God damn it. Okay, is he going to pick up his weapon?
Yeah, and this time he's going to try and hit the druid. Because he's like, healing. Kill healer. He knows how to play games.
This
He's
guy
played
has
WoW before.
clearly played Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, he fucking hits him.
Ow.
Kill the resto druid.
Hmm.
Ooh, 21 damage. That's almost half the druid's HP.
Hmm. That's brutal.
Yeah, it went from 51 minus 21.
Yeah.
So he's
20.
down to 30.
Or no, 30, yeah.
30, yes. No, math's hard.
Yeah, math is hard. That's his fucking turn. Grapple to death. I think I know what's going to happen. You're going to try and disarm him.
It's going to fail, and then I'll try and disarm him again, and then I'll grapple. So, let's see here. Try and disarm. The same roll!
It worked!
Woo!
First
I
time
have
around.
real action economy now. So I'm gonna do one bite and then another bite.
Nom. Just Pac-Man
So-
the shit out of him.
That didn't hit.
Oof.
Well, different action economy, same action economy. What can I say? That
That
one
does
did
hit.
That gives me an extra 2 damage as well. And I don't, not sure. I might be missing something. Look at my feats, barbarian, blah, blah, blah. Escape, second wind, deny advantage, vitality. Nope, that's all I've got.
Yeah, Uriel's going to spend an action to use Tempest Surge, which automatically hits. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah.
So he takes the damage, then has to make a reflex save. Hey!
Nice.
He fails, which means he's now clumsy for a round and takes 1 persistent electricity damage.
Nice.
Does that just last until he dies, or?
No, that's until he's no longer clumsy.
How many rounds have we gone through on this? 4?
I think so.
Cool, I have 2 more rounds of rage, then I second.
So 11 plus that is 12, so that's 54. If he I think if he cones it, he can hit the giant, but not you guys, right?
Yeah.
For burning hands.
I betcha.
Yeah, it looks like he can. So he's going to use burning hands. Where is it? B. Burning hands. 2d6. And 59. And then he's just gonna fucking give me one more moment. I know I have a better spell.
I believe in you, James.
What is shattered? So many spells.
Ooh,
So little
it's a
spells, so
-2
little
to
times.
AC, reflex saves, and ranged attack.
That's what shatter is? Fuck that.
No. Sorry, clumsy.
Oh.
I was like, what the?
I was about to be like, well, fuck that.
No, shatter. It's more for just inanimate objects.
Oh.
It does like massive damage and can break.
I thought you could use shatter
You
on
might be able
person.
to.
There weren't so many freaking things that said had spirit.
Mm-hmm.
High frequency shatters a nearby object. You deal 2d10 sonic damage to the object, ignoring the object's hardness. Yeah, fuck. Lay fuck.
That's because we were trying to attack a door.
I attack the gazebo. Guess I'll just use flaming sphere.
All right.
Let's see.
Flaming sphere, also known as fireball.
Except it can be sustained.
Mm.
So because it's in that square, each target in the square when it first appears, which is only him because he's going to put it like right here,
Okay.
takes 3d6 fire damage.
It's like a long version.
Nice.
It's long.
Except with delayed fire.
Let's see. To the square's first appears, each turns to base reflex save. Or he takes another 3d6.
Carry the delayed fireballs. Tiny orders.
Mhm.
The longer you hold it, more damage it does. But they can pick it up and toss it back at you.
Yep, he's dead.
Yay!
Oh.
Yeah, the druid just summons this magical flame, which starts to burn him because he's right there. And then as the giant tries to like clamber away from the fire, he
Our
just
dragon. Oh.
Oh, now it works.
Yeah, I would have demolished him right there.
But he like and he just collapses over this way. Probably crushes the suit of armor.
Well, that's fine. I'm not sustaining the spell anymore. Collapses.
Yeah.
Disappears.
It is now dead.
Wolfgar transforms back into a human and looking absolutely haggard. He steps onto the chest of the giant, takes out his orcish neck splitter, takes the head, and puts it in a sack.
Good.
Yeah, he walks over. He just looks super exhausted, like he's just got to do this. Takes his ceremonial axe. And whack, whack.
Oh, and for you, Hammer. Have a good berry. Yeah, Uriel just like reaches up on like the pommel of his falchion. You see he actually has wrapped a bunch of like holly berries,
Hell yeah.
and he just pops one of the berries off, concentrates on it, like whispers a prayer into his hand, and then he hands the berry to you and is like,
I
"Take
eat it.
this. It will ease the pain."
It's food. I haven't eaten in a couple of days.
Yay!
Yay, we did
7 more hit
it.
points.
Huh?
He's talking.
7 more hit points. So yeah. I'm assuming you guys, having looted the cave of all it was worth and having made the giant very dead, are going to go back to the fair?
Yeah.
Of course.
I
Oh,
have
by-
definitely. I have tied the giant's head to Hester.
You guys are... Everyone's a bit ragged.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone got a
Just a
little...
little. I never got
You
hit.
two got hit a lot more. But, yeah, the wizard's perfectly fine. Everyone else got at least
The wizard's
hit.
not meant to get close.
Yeah, but what about people who have cannonball arms?
Anyway.
That's what mage armor and shields for.
Yeah, you guys make your way back into town. Everyone you see along the way is like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
And they see this fucking giant head strapped to the horse.
Well, it's in a sack, so
Even so, that's a
they
big
see
bleeding
a
sack.
big bleeding sack. Yeah.
They can only imagine what's in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use treat wounds on myself.
And
Yeah.
you guys
Nope.
makes a bit of a disturbance when you go into the main
Dorsey
tent.
hands a hammer, a potion. Here, drink this.
Ooh. How much?
2d8 plus 5.
Nice. But yeah, I ride my horse up to the tent, get off
It's
of
in the-
Hester.
It's in the middle of the announcements. Are you going to wait?
Nah. I grab the bag off of Hester. I walk in and I
In the
approach.
category of swine, 3rd place.
With a giant's head.
Yeah.
You just throw it in there.
No, I approach the guy with
Yeah,
the
he's like,
bag.
Do you mind?
I take the bag, open it, and drop the head onto the ground.
Oh, the crowd's like,
say-
"Oh!"
We have slayed the giant. We demand recompense.
He just
I'm
looks at
standing
you.
at the entrance going, oh, that was a bad idea.
Just
Yeah,
crosses
the-
around, smiling like.
Uriel
Yeah.
is just like double face palming mega hard.
Uh-huh.
And he's like,
Look this man.
we will settle this later. And we will cut it there. Because we went far too long.
Yes, indeed.
Oh shit.
Because I'm a bad
Chris.
DM and take too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're not. I almost just said, yeah. That was not what I was intending.
Fuck you, James.
Right. So let's try and burn through sign-offs quick. Because scheduled to
Yeah.
make. We at 11:45, so we're going to be 15 minutes late. We'll be starting our next stream of the night. So let's burn through these.
All right, let's start with Daniel.
Hey, what up? I'm Daniel. I played Hammer. I couldn't hit shit. The curse of Susano all over. Yeah. Campaign right after. Mostly.
You're cutting out.
Sorry. Campaign I'm running right after this with most of these people. A couple extras. Spark of Fate. You can also catch me on Mondays as Tavis, the envoy turning operator, trying to hold the remaining crew of the fire strike. Not going too well. Tuesdays you can catch me Susano, also cursed with not being able to hit things. Hopefully this new magical can. Otherwise Snake will just take care of it all. That's just how it's been apparently. Thursdays you can catch me on Stramdex as Johan, who I kept slipping into. God, I was so sorry for that.
Good
Could
voice.
not do tonight, and that's gonna be fun coming up. But yeah, Yeah, yeah. And then on other Saturday nights, catch me with Legacy Wrestling as Bear the Breaker, or on Flesh and Fire as Harbinger, who was the picture I had to use for this quick campaign. Yeah.
All right, let's go on to Brian.
Yes, I'm Brian. Tonight I've been playing Dorsey, the gnome wizard, and who has a penchant for sweets and everything else under the sun. And on Mondays you can find me playing Lacey, the Strix soldier. On Tuesdays, it's Sakura, the fun-loving, boomerang-wielding, pink-haired halfling. And on Thursdays in Strandax is Hakra, the genie that is slowly learning that this is not her home and she needs to do things differently. And yeah, that's about it.
Cool. And that leads us to our number one talks too fast man, Mike.
I'm gonna make this even talks too faster because. Hi, everybody. My name is Michael. Get one. Catch me on Mondays playing Slay. Tuesdays playing Tiff. Hi. You can catch me in 45 minutes here or 30 minutes here, where I'm going to be playing. Ika Ika. You can also catch me on Black Box Theater when we do one like we did right here, where I was playing Wolfgar Strasbrunger, who was a big old bad man who wants to kill monsters, and it was very fun. You can also catch me when I'm playing in Justice Grab Bag, where I'm going to be playing the wrestler Eastern Bloc. You can also catch me while I'm playing Beef, and you can catch me on SoundCloud under SoundCloud/thatwho all caps. That's SoundCloud/ATHON. That is me.
All right, and that leaves it to me. Hi ho, friendolas. My name is James, also known as Nightheart, and you have just seen me DM. Pretty cool system. We're still teething pretty bad on it, but it seems really fun. I like the character creation process. I also like the setting I made, and I hope that we someday come back to it because I really like it and want to explore it more. You can also catch me here on Mondays where I play Esley Sorval, the used to be nice guy turned evil boy terrorist robot man. Catch me on Tuesday where I'm also the DM of Realms of Refuge, in which they're going to beat the fuck out of a trio of old ladies. Here on Thursdays in Stramdex, where I play a cat, like an actual cat, meow meow. None of that Nico Nico knee shit, like an actual cat. You can also catch me here sometimes on Saturdays for Spark of Fate, where I play Marin Farcaller, totally not a pawn from Dragon's Dogma. Happy! And sometimes you can find me playing Knowing whenever we get back to Flesh and Fire, which I like because it is flesh and or fire. And that's all of us for here. And once again, folks, we just want to say thanks a whole bunch for getting us to affiliate, for all of the fun that we've had, that all the fun stuff you guys have had with us. You're just cool dudes. So from all of us here at Paradise Theater, let's get a hearty. Well, no one died.
R.I.P. Giant.
R.I.P. Giant.
R.I.P.
Giant.
Are we clear?
Clear?
Doesn't seem like